That was a good one. I didn't fuck up at all.
You only do one clap?
Well,
Normally he bangs the microphone.
normally I hit something and knock things over.
I do a good 3 clap.
What do you mean? You do one now.
Do a little. You know, you make it big. All the cameras see it. You give it a little room to play.
Never again.
In
Radio
editing.
6 or 7. Andy Malafarina.
All right, the heart wasn't in it, but you got like the mechanics of it. It was very stiff. Wasn't any feeling. Just give it a little.
Oh, so you're more like
yeah.
Ah cha cha cha.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're like
hey guys, you know what really sucks?
What?
Is when there's people that clap in the microphones and it makes the levels jump all over.
Jesse, real quick.
I'm getting a lesson.
You're like a marching band, and
Yes,
I'm kind of and I'm jazz.
Yes.
Like
No,
you hear me like
You're
a one,
infused
a
jazz.
one, a two, a one,
Like-
2, 3, 4.
Mike is the wind up monkey with the cymbals.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what you're doing. See, look.
Never Again
the
Radio.
Cymbals, with the cymbals.
Podcast number 6 or 7. Andy Malafarina.
Ooh,
Oh, that's like salsa.
ooh, all that jazz.
You have a big day Friday, my friend.
Yeah, I do.
Nick, how do you pronounce his name? Nick DiPaolo?
Nick, it's spelled D Paulo, but it's
I've been pronouncing it.
DiPaolo.
It's DiPaolo?
Nick DiPaolo. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Nick
opening up for Nick DiPaolo at the Sands in Bethlehem Friday night. Oh, well, technically it's in the Steel Stacks. That's right next to the Sands, but they're different buildings. So yeah, Steel Stacks Blast Furnace Room, I believe it's called.
Yep.
It's the one up top.
I don't know if I was in that room. I went and saw Mark Maron, and they had.
If you saw Mark Maron, you might have been in that room.
You
Probably.
filmed in there for Tyler's thing. You were upstairs. Where you guys were hanging out, that's where it is. You don't know how many people it holds, do you?
A shitload. I went because Tyler opened for a tell, and he was able to get me in for that because he wanted me to get a video of him. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty sick because they didn't have any it was sold out, so they let me sit at the sound booth or the soundboard or whatever.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm into that shit, like podcasting and stuff. And so I got to sit there with the sound guy in front of the huge board, which is hilarious because it's literally like a mic, and then he had to control the audio to the music, which is also hilarious because not to pull back the curtain on the Steel Stacks, but everyone does this. It's just his Spotify account. Yeah. Everyone does that. I'm not find out. I'm like, you are off the show. No, but yeah, but being able to sit behind that big ass sound, and also you're raised up above everyone.
Yeah.
So I had the perfect view. But yeah, it's a nice big room. It's it's a good goddamn time, man.
Is that where they have tables and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. There might be. They might do food or something. I have no idea.
That is where I saw Maron then.
I didn't buy my ticket yet, so in case it does sell out, I'm gonna have to call you.
Word.
I'm gonna have to pretend like I'm a janitor.
I have no idea. I mean,
You also said that you can get a picture of all the three of you guys together.
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna need that to happen.
didn't say that.
I'm gonna need that to happen. So
When did you get the call?
Last week.
So was it something in the works that they were like, hey, maybe this might work out, or you were waiting on, or they just called and were like, yo, you want to do it?
Yeah, they were just they just they had me in mind for opening for him.
Yeah.
And then, just people going back and forth. And then it was finalized last week.
it could be political.
Maybe. What do you mean? Like my politics? Or
Yeah, because you're libertarian.
Yeah,
And
more or
he's-
less.
And he's conservative, so
Yeah, no, definitely.
yes.
Well, everyone I told that I was opening for DiPaolo, or I also did the shameless Facebook post because it's oh yeah, really, you're gonna come see DiPaolo because of me. Well, actually, two friends, you guys are gonna go.
Yeah.
You said,
Yeah.
and then so I guess I did sell about 4 or 5 tickets.
Yeah.
You probably pushed a decent amount of tickets.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people were doing the whole I'd love to come, but I'm busy, but which I don't care. But no, it was honestly the shameless yeah, I'm opening for fucking DiPaolo because up until now, the only real headliners I've opened up for were besides Tyler Rothrock, shouts out Ty Dog,
T Dizzle.
yeah,
That's what he goes by
I
now.
forgot that's the nickname he likes now.
I
But no, I opened up for, I don't know if you know these guys, but Sean Donnelly, Mike Lawrence, and Dan St. Germain, and if you don't know what they look like, they're different versions of me. Just like chubby and bearded, and like there was a real theme going with like the headliners I was opening up for, and then I got the call for Nick DiPaolo, and I was just like, hell yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, no, I'm hyped because like Nick DiPaolo's like in comedy and shit, he's like a fucking legend.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's very conversational.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
And my favorite, like my favorite show, pretty much easily favorite comedy show, but I haven't really thought about it because there's like a new amazing drama every week now. But like one of my top 5 favorite shows is Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn.
Crowd.
And like
Easily.
Nick DiPaolo was a staple of that. So to be able to like open for him, that's fun. I didn't get too sappy on social media because every fucking comic, not every, but a lot of comics use goddamn Facebook as their like live journal or some shit like that. And
I think a lot of people use it for a live journal. I unfollow people who use it as a live journal.
Yeah, I don't. Some social media is just like you don't have to post that. It's just like I did a thing. I gotta. But yeah, I didn't get real like because also like I'm trying to like play it cool. You know what I mean? Where inside you're just like you want to do the fucking dumb little girl squeal.
Well, no, I did the dumb little girl squeal when you posted it. I was like, fuck yeah.
I didn't even know when I said I was like I told him I'm going, just because I listened to his podcast.
Oh yeah.
So in his podcast, he's like one of the days, I think it's Mondays, he does videos and he'll do little clips of the podcast. He does a video. He ripped apart when Bernie Sanders was there, and he goes, where the fuck did they get this crowd from? These fucking idiots. And he was ripping them apart, and it says right in the bottom, like Bethlehem, PA. And I'm like, that's going to be the crowd you're going to be performing for. He's going to flip shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't
know. I'm excited. Nick DiPaolo.
He's a good dude. He's funny.
Yeah, dude. He doesn't give a fuck.
Nope.
And dude, you see, he's like moving to Georgia now or something.
Yeah, because New York is a liberal shithole.
And it's like
so he's moving to Georgia.
And I think, apparently, I actually watched a clip on him because I've been like brushing up on my Nick DiPaolo this week. But no, he like did a clip. I didn't realize this, but like a lot of people are like moving out of New York and stuff.
A lot, yeah.
Well, dude, I get it because I just moved to Jersey recently.
Dirty Jers.
Dirty
What do you think
Jers.
about those jug turns?
What?
Jug handle turns?
They're frustrating at first, but it's like I get it now.
Yeah.
And I'm actually like,
If you drive enough in Jersey, it does make sense.
But you know what? You know what I really turned on? This is cliche as shit.
The gas pumping?
Yeah, I completely turned on it. I love just pulling up, handing a guy a 20, and just like having someone else fill my tank up.
Yeah.
Maybe
and
it's
it creates jobs.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
What do you mean?
It's the same people that own it. They're not adding anybody. It's just people that own it just pump the gas.
Yeah, but they're employees.
No, they own it. They're either going to be there when they own it, or they're going to walk outside.
I'm sure at probably one of them there's hired employees.
Now,
I mean, I guess it creates jobs, but it also kind of. I'm coming at it from like
it's super cheap.
A lazy standpoint. I just like not getting out of my car, but you could probably argue that it's like, losing money because it's a job they don't really need.
The
hate
thing
New
is,
Jersey.
it's super.
That's fair. No, there's a lot of.
They have good food.
Honestly, I think the reason I'm taking towards Jersey so much because it. I don't know. It just feels like I don't want to sound like a tool bag, but starting a new chapter and whatever.
Yeah.
And also too, it just feels like there's more opportunity now because I'm closer to New York with all the.
Absolutely.
But yeah, what I was gonna say before, it's like I can see, bro. If you went to New York and then bailed, I don't fault you for a second.
No,
that place.
I lived it. I lived there. I lived in Brooklyn for 3 years. I loved it, but I can see exactly where he's coming from. He said, "I want to move somewhere where I don't feel like I'm constantly being made fun of and getting fucking yelled at, and all of my views are dumb." And he goes, "And everything they do, I'm against every fucking thing they do." And he said, "And I don't want to do that." So he goes, "I'm moving to Georgia." And he said, "And any of you motherfuckers that say I'm going to be racist," he goes, "I'm moving to a town where I'm a minority." He said, "But I get to watch good football. People are pleasant." He goes, "People are pleasant." And he said, and he goes, "My mayor's Republican. All the people of they're Republican." And he goes, "And they're not assholes." He goes, in New York, it's like every day de Blasio makes shit up. And just, I mean, it's horrible.
You could probably live there and not pay attention to any of that stuff.
Well, no, it's impossible now.
For me, I don't know because I'm not like tapped into the politics and stuff like that because I don't live there. I just go in for comedy and stuff. But like where I'm coming, the way that it affects me immediately is just the cost. Everything costs.
The tunnel
something.
is how much is to go through the tunnel?
If you're driving in, it's fucking $15 just to get into the city,
which is a joke.
Yeah, and then if you wanna, and then you're like I remember the one time, I was like trying to save money, so I tried out the train. You gotta take the PATH train in. Well, you go to fucking Hoboken, they do there's on street parking, but it's a 4-hour maximum.
Yeah.
So if you get there before 8 o'clock, like fuck, it's like if you want to be in the city past 11, it's like, and it's all this like little shit.
Yeah.
And then all the good parking near the train, you have to have like a special permit parking. It's just it's little shit, and that's why I like. You could definitely make the argument like, oh, New Yorkers are fucking dickheads and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, but I get it, because I feel it, like when I'm driving and stuff, I feel it. I get where that Jersey road rage, because you're just getting fucked.
Yeah,
like everyone's just putting their finger in you all day, and after a certain point, you know what I mean. It's like the needle, the fucking, you know what I'm trying to say. You just have enough fingers in you.
I don't think it's possible to have enough fingers.
You don't. I didn't either. I thought I was a freaky bitch, and then I went to Jersey, and they're like, we got way more than enough fingers to shove inside of you, Andy. Yeah, when you just snap.
When you get stuck in those situations, like when I lived in Virginia, I used to have to take a toll, and then would have to be on like a massive highway every morning. It was fucking insanity. It just adds up where you're just like the littlest things.
Dude, it's just like everything fucking costs money, and it's just dude, it's
what are cigarettes, like $17?
Oh yeah,
now?
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I remember when I was, because I haven't smoked in like a month
Good
and a half.
It's tough when you're drinking, huh?
No, it's tough when I'm around fun cigarette.
Yeah.
So like I was out doing comedy last night, and we're all outside shooting the shit, having fun, being like, we're a little drunk, and they're all smoking cigarets, and it took everything in me not to try to like bum one. Like,
it's worth it in the morning though when you don't have that cigarette hangover.
Yeah. No, I've been sort of trying to like slowly clean up my shit, and I'm actually, because I went on a good, I'm still on a good tear with no cigarettes. I'm on like a little over a month without fast food. I was on, because this is one of my things. I fucking just love candy. I just tear that candy. So I broke. I was good for a while on candy. I broke on Easter.
Did you get a basket?
I did not get a basket.
My mom still got me one. Cadbury eggs.
Dude,
I got a couple of salted caramels.
The fucking childhood with all that shit ruined me. Like, it took me a while to not be like, I want a big pile of presents for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed about that. But no, yeah, just like like fucking tearing up the candy on Easter. You went back to your old instincts. I'm like the heroin addict that like took a break, then hopped back in too hard.
Dude, I can tell you, I'm on 2 months. No soda, no fast food, and intermittent fasting. I'm hungry all the time. Like literally hungry. I don't think I'm losing any weight, but I do feel better when I wake up in the morning. Okay. I don't feel like a piece of shit anymore.
Yeah.
So if it's worth to starve myself to do that, I'm cool with it. But it's like my wife will fucking, hey, on my way home, I'm going to stop and grab Taco Bell. And I was like, of course you are. And I can't have any. And like soda, like that sucks. Because I'll drink
Soda's
Monsters.
Terrible.
I'll drink Monsters. I love it, but I don't.
See, I still got to do soda because like.
What's your poison?
Beer for the audio listeners.
I meant for your favorite soda.
Squeaky noises.
It would probably be poison, so Mountain Dew.
Code Red.
Yeah, but they don't fucking sell Diet Code Red anywhere. I can't justify all that goddamn sugar. It's fucking crazy. Because I know, my dad has diabetes, so I'm always worried about.
Yeah.
That's why I gotta like watch that shit, because I'm worried I'm gonna get it too. And no, but I was crazy bad with the energy drinks and shit. So
if you get hooked on those, you just keep going because you use them to like stay up.
Yeah, because they really don't work that well.
Nope, you got a pop for an hour.
Well, what happens is
then you shake.
I don't drink coffee. I don't like it.
I love it.
So
I tear up coffee.
But see, when I was in high school, I would drink 2 Mountain Dews every morning. So it doesn't, like, caffeine doesn't affect me. Now, Monster, if I pound it, I instant fucking energy rush. I feel great. But if I haven't done that,
Are you a 5-hour energy guy?
It doesn't work.
I never took one because I just figured it gives you a panic attack.
Yeah, I had one like once or twice, and it just wasn't what it was. Just whatever. No, for me, like if I do a Monster, I get jazzed up for like half hour to an hour, and then I'm
listen to
just
Insane Clown Posse.
What?
You listen to Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
Turn into a
You should-
juggalo.
I just paint my face and fucking
You should
slam a Monster.
You definitely need to mix Monster and vodka. It's a whole wonderful magical time.
Nah, bro, because the fucking
Magical time.
No, I remember when I had when Four Loko was still like Four Loko.
Oh, so good. That stuff was evil.
Dude, the one time I had Four Loko when it was still like OG
Good.
Four Loko, I had the most cliched Four Loko experience.
Yeah.
Like I literally was just no, it was basically fucking had the Four Loko, was doing a bunch of shots, dancing with this chick from one of my college classes at the bar, and then next thing I realized I'm like violently waking up on a futon in my apartment. And then dude, like
those are the worst.
Dude, waking up like no clothes on, no shoes, my one hand is throbbing, I can't find my car keys, like oh my god.
Dude, what did they take
I used
out
to
of
do
it?
that
Did they
every
ever? Did they
weekend.
the
ever?
caffeine.
That's it.
Well, that's what happens is they're high in alcohol, so the alcohol shuts you down. The alcohol is a depressant. The caffeine, basically, the lights are on, the lights are off, but the
It's the same
fucking
thing as
the
when
warehouse
they
is still running.
They brought Red Bull on, and then everyone just blacks out.
Bullvox.
Everyone's up.
Yeah,
They're just
Bullvox.
up till 3 a.m.
Well, that's what it does. Yeah, your body's going, but you're like mentally not there.
No.
I don't know. I've talked to people who've like blacked out various times. I did it once, and it was fucking.
You've only ever blacked out once?
Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've gotten like ridiculously drunk often.
I used to black out every time I drank.
Yeah, I never blacked out at all.
Yeah, no.
Ever.
For me, well, here's the other part.
It's not good for you, I don't think.
No.
You think?
I think Rothrock blacks out like I do.
Yeah, I think he's gotten a lot better, but he's definitely
cleaning it up.
He's definitely
Or cleaned it up.
Well, when I was still doing my old podcast, I had a whole episode where he was talking about. We were mainly talking about drinking.
Yeah.
And Tyler's definitely put numbers on the board when it comes to blacking out. No, but for me, when I blacked out, I just did such hilarious. Or not even hilarious. I mean, it's subjective if it's hilarious, but like just cliched fucking blackout shit where. I found out later that I guess I fucking just pissed over the entire dude's bathroom at the house I was at.
I've done that.
Yeah, I remember.
In a living room.
Yeah, I remember. I went to my buddy and I was like, "Look what I can do!" And I like kicked my shoe off as far as I could. Then I went to go chase it and immediately ate shit. He told me when he was driving me home, I told him to put the window down, and then because I needed some fresh air. And his words were, "I tried to jump out of the car." I've
done that.
I don't believe that, but I think I did something close to that.
Yeah.
And then we got back to my apartment, and I was just fucking like it was a college apartment, so you have like steel doors.
Yeah.
So I was just like banging on that, and that's why my hand hurt. And then I lost and the whole next day just was a shit show because like I was in a band at the time, and like I lost my car keys, so I couldn't drive, so I had to call my dad up to come like pick me up.
Yeah.
And it was just a shit show then, and it just like. I don't know, man. I felt so embarrassed afterwards. I was just like, all right, I'll get dangerously drunk, but I will not. I can't take myself to blacking out anymore.
The worst I've ever blacked out, I lived in Virginia, and I was working like swing shift, and I wasn't really talking to anybody because I didn't have a lot of friends down there. So I just went to this bar and started doing shots of tequila. Okay. And then I vaguely remember leaving. I remember laying down in the woods, and then my brother... I came to, and there was car lights hitting me, and I was walking in the middle of the street, and my brother walked up to me, and he goes, "What are you doing?"
Jesus Christ!
And I didn't I couldn't call him or explain to what was going on, so I never came home. So he was just driving around the neighborhood. The bar was a 3-4 minute walk from his house, and I couldn't get home.
Did you guys drink different alcohol than I did? Because I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, it was bad.
I just
man.
got happy.
That's probably the worst I've ever felt
And
after
tired.
waking up. I lost my wallet.
Have you always been like a stockier dude?
This is what I look like.
So that's probably not that I was like skinny in college, but
Yeah, but what about that time we drank tequila? We finished that.
Yeah, when I
that
smiled,
gun-
I smiled and fell asleep.
that gun of tequila at my apartment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: if I eat like a full dinner or whatever, I
Soak
could
it
drink
up.
all night
Yeah.
and I'll just get drunk. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But if I don't eat, like I did a show, Friday night, and I didn't really have dinner, and I had I remember I had 2 Miller Lights, and then my buddy gave me a fucking Golden Monkey. And which, if you don't know, it's like 10%.
Yeah.
And I remember I got like 2 sips into that, and I was like feeling it. Because if I don't eat fucking dinner, I can get silly off of like 2 beers.
Yeah, I don't know. I like getting fucked up. That's my problem.
Yeah,
I like
no.
getting fucked up.
Well,
I've always have.
Yeah, no, going back to the trying to be healthy stuff. That's beer is actually the hardest, just purely because it's like I just like it.
Yeah.
So like cigarettes, honestly. Besides going out to the bar or whatever, it's not that hard because
And it makes you feel like shit.
Yeah, by the time I quit smoking cigarettes, I just stopped liking it.
Yeah.
And then with the fast food, I feel a lot better. I have more money.
Yeah.
But it's so... Dude, like day drinking?
Yep.
You day drink?
Yeah.
It's the best. You just fucking... I don't know, show up somewhere at like 1 o'clock and just start throwing them back.
The other thing too is like all like the carbs and shit from drinking beer, and then I try and I really like gin. That's like my favorite
really?
thing to drink.
And no one likes him drinking gin. Because
you're not good on gin?
no,
I'm totally fine.
no,
on
Gin Mike is
Oh yeah,
an
I've heard of
asshole.
Gin Mike.
Gin Mike.
Jungle Juice Andy is a problem.
Yeah, so I really like drinking gin and tonics, but I've always grown up like
I'm a fan of the Antonic brand.
Like when I was younger, we would always be drinking underage, so I would always drink super fast because I would think that if I didn't have the beer on me, I wouldn't get in trouble. But then it just turned into I learned how to drink beer real fast, and then I would just keep drinking quantities of beer to where there was a time where I was drinking like a half a case of beer or more in a night, and then so I just like consuming a large quantity of things, which is easy to do with little Coors Lights or ultras, but if you try and do that recipe with gin or whiskey or bourbon, it doesn't
Well,
the math is off.
My problem my problem with the beer is there's still that thing in me of when you were younger, you're like, it's cool to drink a bunch of beers. Like, that's still in me to a degree, and it's why, with a lot of the stuff that I overdo, whether it be like drinking or food or whatever, I don't have, I have a mindset where it's once it starts, you go.
Yeah.
You just go, and that's my problem with the beer.
If I would have too many beers tonight, I would just be like, yeah, let's go. And then, I try and
do you get to a point where you're... Because my problem is, I had a couple beers last night, and I stayed up a little bit later than I should have. And it was more a problem just because I, did the same thing the night before.
Yep.
And I have the thing where, after a certain amount of beers, my brain will be like, you'll be fine.
Yep. You start lying to yourself.
Yeah, that's...
Dude, you're not gonna feel like shit tomorrow. You'll be fine. Smoke a cigarette.
But or even if you think you're gonna feel like shit, you're gonna be like, well, you can't be tired at work. And then you're at work and you're just like, oh, this wasn't worth the 6 beers and fucking 8 YouTube videos I didn't have to watch.
I think it's different. I know, at least when I didn't drink beer until late 20s. I only ever drank booze.
Oh, okay.
So I think I drank less. It takes less to get waxed, so there is no overdoing it. Oh Jesus!
What?
You're a clean boy now.
Oh, that wasn't in the camera shot.
But I think that's a difference. I don't have all that shit. I didn't need to drink. My friends were like, "We gotta get all this beer." I was like, "I only need."
I hung out with people who like to get fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just I think when I was younger, there was just more positive association. You know what I think about? Do you still drink a lot? Or regularly at least?
No, I got a new job, and the hours are crazy and I work weekends. So it put a leash on me, and I work much better with a leash.
Gotcha.
What kind of job do you have with you wear a leash?
That's fucking hot, by the way.
But no, like I can't, like the job I have now, like I'm getting older, so like the hangovers last longer. So like there's no way I'm going to do this job hungover. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, no, because I'm curious. Like the first time I ever got drunk, honestly, the first time I think I drank, like besides maybe like sneaking a sip here and there at a family party or something, but the first time I ever got drunk, shouts out Dawson Yakel, was at his 16th birthday party.
Yeah.
There's no way his mom didn't know we were drinking, but she was just being cool, and she's like,
That's pretty young for a parent to be cool.
Yeah, cool, irresponsible, however you look at it.
Irresponsible, breaking the law.
Like 18, my parents were okay with it.
Potato. Well, no, he was 16. I was probably like 17. Whatever. Anyway.
Ooh, like the young ones do.
But no, we were just kind of getting drunk in his downstairs.
Experimenting?
Yeah. Well, it was one of those things. We did
Shirts on or off?
What?
Hello.
Heyo.
It was shirts versus skins, actually. Everyone won. No, I think it was one of those things where we were.
Oh, I thought I fucked up.
I saw it with your phone, and I thought that was like, you got some Bluetooth shit going on?
Inner monologue, go ahead. So your skins, go ahead.
Yeah. I think it was one of those things where like thinking about it now, you're like, there's no way she didn't hear us.
Yeah.
Being hammered. But like we kept it as low key as possible for being as young and naive as we are. So it was like, I think it was like at that happy medium where she was like, all right, I'll let him go.
I was in so much trouble because I started drinking and doing dumb shit at like 13. So like by the time I was 17, like I was like kind of coming out from doing like a lot of drugs and that.
Oh, really?
So like my parents were like, if he's just drinking, like when I started hanging out with Josh, like my parents were like, oh, okay, at least he's not getting into trouble. So if they're just drinking, then like, let's just let them drink. He's not out getting arrested and like huffing gas and snorting Ritalin.
You know what's funny? I didn't do a shitload of. I'm like the opposite. I didn't really do much till I was like 16.
No, most people, that's what you do.
Yeah. No, but
I was the opposite.
You hear there's always those stories where they were like, yeah, and I got clean at 19. And you're like, what? No, but like I didn't drink until I was like 16. And then I didn't drink again really till college.
I took a break. I was getting fucked up all the time, and then I was just sick of getting in trouble, sick of my parents yelling at me, and then we just started going to punk rock shows.
Yeah.
And then when that died off and there wasn't like shows to go to, then I just started, all right, let's get fucked up again.
My parents had a thing where like they never hit me. They never really.
Oh, my dad beat the shit out of me.
What?
My dad beat the shit out of me, but it was well deserved.
Oh, word. My parents probably love me. And
I think he just loved hitting me.
You should find he might be into MMA too.
Who, my father?
Yeah, hitting.
Old Vietnam vet. He used to. I always used to think that I could get one over on him, but he was like trained to kill people.
Oh, really?
So like I just
could you now?
No,
really?
No. I mean maybe because he's old. No.
Even if he did, he would sneak in here and murder him in his sleep.
Yeah.
See, you know what? I'm not even 100% sure if I could get one over on my dad. And he's not like an overly tough dude. He just.
Do you have an older brother or a younger brother?
Older brother.
Yeah. See, like I guarantee that he thinks that you'll never be able to beat him up.
My older brother?
Yeah.
No, I could probably beat him up.
Do you think he thinks that?
Yeah, but we never.
Maybe we should do like a charity boxing match between the Malhorfarinas.
My brother would never do that. No, but it's actually funny because like me and my brother, we would like yell at each other. We never like fought each other.
No, we would wrestle hard. We wouldn't. I've never punched any of my brothers.
Yeah, I never got into a physical fight. The closest I got, what the fuck was it? We got into an argument like 2 or 3 Easters ago, and he was just being such a dick. Because of my brother, I got this thing with like with nerds. I'm a real bully and shit. I got this thing with nerds where just like that nerd type of person.
Yeah.
Okay, and this kind of goes back to what I was gonna say about my parents. Is they never hit me, but there was always this like, they didn't like threaten me or nothing with physical violence, but there was always this like fear of like, I don't want to get my ass kicked. It was weird. They never like put it out there, but it was always like this felt. I don't know how to explain it, and that's like a similar thing where, like, you ever have a dude talk to you in a way where you're just like, you don't think I'm gonna knock you out. Or, like, you don't think I'm gonna, like, you have no fear of getting hit right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like...
I don't think I've ever intimidated anyone.
No, but, like, there's a way... Like, I've never gotten into, like, a fight. I've sparred and stuff, but, like, I've talked... There's a way you just talk to another dude where you're like, you know where the line is of, like, if I say this, I'm good, but if I add this to it, I'm gonna get hit.
Oh, yeah, I love doing that to people.
What do you mean, though?
Like, hanging right over the line.
But you don't go over the line.
No, because I don't want to get punched in the face.
Exactly, but there's this, like, crop of nerd dudes now that...
Yes.
They have no sense. They have no sense that
because they think they're going to get knocked the fuck out.
They have no sense that they could get punched in the fucking face.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I don't think, like I don't think fighting to win an argument's a good thing. Like,
what about arm wrestling?
What?
Arm wrestling to
Shirts
win
or
an argument?
skins?
No, but it's like, well, you've seen the videos too when it's like people are standing on the corner and they come up, they're like, you're a fucking asshole, blah, 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 and they come up and they cheap shot somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, you weigh 85 pounds.
Or,
that dude will fucking kill you.
Not to make it political again, but like, it's like, you see all the Antifa videos do it all the fucking time where they'll be like, well, the
best is when they get hit back and then they go, you fucker. And
yeah,
like,
they'll be like attacking people just for like having a MAGA hat on, and then they'll fight back and they'll be like, whoa,
yeah, whoa,
and you're like, it's this crazy thing.
Listen, I firmly believe that you should get the shit beat out of you one time in your life because it's very humbling.
Yeah,
and I remember when it happened to me.
Yeah, I can't.
Boy, it fucking.
Oh, you fucking addict! I can't completely co-sign that, but what I was gonna get to earlier was there is a value in having the fear of getting your ass kicked.
Yes.
There's a great equalizer in having that fear in the world.
I think feeling that in your life so you have some form of reference. If you don't have any kind of form of reference and your parents coddle you your whole life, that's what Antifa is. They coddled their whole life. Oh, we're not going to anger him because he's going to scream and yell. And I don't care if people scream and yell, but they should get the shit beat out of them. But I told you, when I first took MMA, the very first class, okay, because of how fucking what I weigh, they put me against the guy who was in the Wrestler movie. He was one of the guys in the Wrestler movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke?
Yes, that movie. One of the guys locally. Okay, so that guy, he's like 4% body fat.
I can't believe Mickey
and he's
Rourke
massive.
beat you up.
No, not Mickey Rourke. But I'm saying that guy in the movie. But he literally, we were doing
Judah
MMA.
Freelander?
I remember him standing on top of me and just raining punches down, and I'm just going, and he was sweating on me, and I just kept in my head going, I'm getting beat up, and this guy is sweating on me. Like, this fucking sucks.
I had a similar... I got a free trial to... I got like a month free to a jiu-jitsu gym. And are they called gyms? Jiu-jitsu gym?
Dojos, maybe?
Dojo?
I don't know.
No, it's a gym.
I don't know.
Dojo's like karate.
Oh, okay. But I only went for the month because I got the free trial, and then they immediately shut down. I guess I was that good. They were like,
you scared the fuck out of him.
We don't need to teach anyone anything else.
He's going to open his own gym. We better shut down.
He'll put us out of business. Let's just get... No, but the guy running it, like he was teaching us something the one day, and we were rolling, and he was like showing the class the move on me.
Yeah.
And he didn't really... Like, he didn't fuck me up, but he didn't hold back. And it's just that thing where you realize you're like, oh, he can do whatever he wants to me. Yeah. I can't do anything about it. Like that, just going to that class for a month, because like I said, I've never been in like a fight.
Yeah.
It made me, like, it humbled the fuck out of me. And also when you realize with all these MMA fighters, yes, it's strength, but also a lot of it's technique.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
and they're not all there mentally. So when you go, like when that dude did all that stuff, like I literally after that time, that day I walked outside and I was like, oh, he's like, hey, you coming back tomorrow? And I go, yeah, sure. I went outside, puked my brains out, and I'm in the car, and I went home and told my wife, I'm like,
my wife.
This dude kicked the shit out of me.
Borat.
Kicked the shit out of me. and sweat all over me like I was a little tiny kid, and he was just beating on me. And she goes, "Well, then why are you going?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't have to go."
We should go so that doesn't happen, Jesse.
But I went back the next day,
and
I was
bought
like,
all those guns.
I was like, I know I had guns before that. But I was like, you know what? I now I know how bad this is going to be, and I was like, well, fuck it. I don't have to be here, but I will. I loved it.
You could have found a different training partner.
No, he used to beat the shit out of me, that guy. Pretty bad.
Maybe it turned him on.
Pretty bad.
Ooh.
No.
Did you feel anything?
But it toughened me up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm not saying I want to get punched in the face all the time, but it was enough. Leg kicks, all that shit.
I want to do some sort of fighting. I just don't have the money right now for it. It was so like that.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
There's a bunch
it's
of stuff in New Jersey.
It's expensive.
Yeah. No, I actually live really close to a fucking UFC gym. I just don't have
like
the
an
money.
Actual UFC gym.
Yeah. Yeah, like it says UFC on it and everything.
Oh wow,
that sounded
Matt
sarcastic.
Sarah's, I think, in New Jersey.
What?
Yeah,
Matt
there's a lot of people
from
in Jersey.
Juneau.
Yep.
No,
that's Michael.
No, he's in
Michael
Long
Sarah?
Island. He's in Long Island.
Long Island.
Seth Rogen.
Yes.
No, the best thing you can honestly take if you're not planning on fighting or anything, go to a boxing gym.
Okay.
Because you're going to use that a hell of a lot more than you're going to use anything.
Yeah.
Are you just saying okay, or are you actually going to go?
No, I'm serious. You should. You know how many people don't know how to fucking throw a real punch?
No,
like if you learn how to throw a real punch, and they're like, and once you do it, you're like, oh
They
wow.
look like
Well,
this.
you know what my
See how fast
Or
that shit was?
they do this shit. They look like a fucking load screen for a Mortal Kombat.
Do you remember
character.
Pit Fighter?
What?
Pit Fighter? Do you remember that game for Genesis?
I don't know. You trying
I
to do
remember
some
that,
pit
yeah.
fighting
Come on,
after
bro.
this?
How's Mortal Kombat?
I only got one.
Is it like playing a movie? Because it's different now, like the because like it'll go from.
I don't know what that means.
I'll explain it. It'll go from like the old Mortal Kombat was like 1-on-1. Now, if you like do something, like the camera angle changes and it's like a cut scene, but it's still in the middle of playing the game.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch. No, it looks.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's
it
like
looks
you're playing
amazing.
the fucking cut screens.
And the story mode apparently on the new one is
decent.
It's apparently really good. But no, so get this. I pre-ordered Mortal Kombat and I went to
Let's back the horses up here. You have a Twitch channel now. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cut that out.
No, I'm
way.
feeding off fucking.
I can't wait to use it as a promo.
I don't know. I just feed off Mike's energy.
All right, well, like, because what I wanted to get into is you changed the dope show.
Wait, sorry. The horses are being a little.
Is that a horse?
No.
What if you put a finger in a horse's ass? Is that what it sounds like?
He'll probably just kick you.
Or thank me. You changed the. What are you doing? You changed the format of the dope
horse
show.
down. No, I stopped doing the dope show.
And then now you do the Over as Fuck podcast.
Yes, the Over AF podcast is how you can search for it on iTunes or your podcast app. It's a wrestling podcast.
But
yeah, I fucking exactly. But I prefer stuff.
he wasn't in Avengers, was he?
No,
Yeah.
No.
I know Vin Diesel was. Go on.
no, he was.
Yep.
I remember that as a fact.
Yep.
No,
Just the voice.
Well, no, it was funny
One word.
because
I am Groot.
Well, it's funny because when you were advertising me being on the podcast, you posted the Dope Show cover, and I was kind of laughing because I was like, Mike, I don't do. And then I'm like, you change your fucking thing up every 3 months. Like, how's he supposed to fucking know?
What you know what it was is I Googled you for images, and that's what came up. It was like
Oh,
a bunch
really?
of comedy stuff
Yeah.
came up.
What was
and
the
then
link? What did it link to? Did you see?
Nothing. I just went to Google Images, and then
Yeah.
that was the first one that was
No,
like
but
high
if you
def.
click on a Google image, it can whatever. It doesn't matter.
But I clicked on it and then saved the picture.
Okay.
And then I just did that because I thought I was like, oh yeah, I forgot like he did this, and that was cool that he did that edit.
Yeah. No, that's like honestly if you guys don't know what we're talking about for the Dope Show, because the Dope Show.
Because when you originally came on, we were in Bethlehem.
Yeah, in the Bethlehem studio.
Yes, and you were doing the Dope Show, and then you changed
It was
the
just
format.
I started doing it as just a hip hop music review podcast. Then I realized with hip hop getting too deep into that, you realize the drama is like a poorly written
Soap
soap opera, and it's
It's
just
like those VH1 shows.
And also too, like the more
it's fun when it's real
Yeah, but the more
and like people die.
that's honestly, that's my favorite part. No, but like the more you like know about hip hop, and you just like do the math.
Yeah.
You don't even have to like know their story specifically. You just kind of like do the math, figure out the logistics. And you're just like.
Plus, I think hip hop has changed a lot. I was talking to my buddy last night about it. I don't really know like what's out there for hip hop. I feel like everything blended and now it's music.
That was another part. A lot of
like Post Malone, that's not hip hop. I feel it's
it
music.
is, but it isn't.
That's what
a lot of genres like take from hip hop, so now like you can qualify
country
for
music,
hip hop. Oh, dude, don't get me started on that garbage.
Love country music.
No, but have you heard the Old Town Road song? Where he's like, "Take a horse to the."
No, I don't listen to new country. That's not country music.
Well, no,
country music
is like it's like this country trap stuff.
Yeah, no, that's not real country music.
Dude, like this crazy shit. There's this rapper named Dave East, who did like a little post or a little video where he was just saying he's like, this shit's whack, da da da, but not even like aggressively, just kind of like he was being disrespectful per se, but like he was being like just calm about it.
Yeah.
And then the internet just freaked out. Well, do you know how the song goes?
Sing it.
I wanna take my horse to the old town road. I wanna ride till I can't come on. And then the beat comes in. He's like, I got my horses in the back.
Oh, yes, I do know that
You've
song.
heard it, right?
That song stinks.
Oh, Jesse,
that song stinks.
No,
and it's
I don't listen to that. That's not country.
Wasn't that at your wedding?
But
you played that was your wedding song.
No,
and Steph came out to that.
That's called pop music. That's pop music. That's not country.
I was telling somebody about the cigar. The cigar
trailer.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, no, that was the thing I think that really like set it over. There was this like dope cigar trailer we had at the wedding. I felt the guy made me upset because I thought we were I went on it. I forget the name of it, but I went on his Facebook page and we were laughing because everyone all the pictures he took of people he did with the cigar trailer. All the events he did, it was with black people. And then I was like, we're going to be the one white couple on the Facebook. And then the whole wedding, I was just like as it got later in the night, I was like, when are you taking our picture for the Facebook?
Did he?
No, he never did.
Wow, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Us whites have some struggles too.
Did you leave a bad review?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lots of slurs. It was ridiculous. But yeah, no, everyone was telling us that. No, all jokes aside, the cigar trailer was fucking amazing. It was basically a trailer where you could smoke cigars.
Yeah, you had TVs in it. He redid the
dude,
whole
it was so fucking awesome. And a lot of people were telling. That was all Steph, by the way. My wife. And yeah, she found that, and because like most of the wedding stuff, I was just like, I don't care.
Yep.
I remember my wife was kind of like Steph was giving me shit at one point because we went to like Michael's or something to like look for decorations, and she was like mad at me later. She was like, "You just looked so uninterested," and I was like,
"It's not like you were doing a wrestling wedding."
No, that's.
I went to one of those, by the way.
I know.
Yeah. Well, that's because the weddings are for them.
Well, yeah, and I told her, I was like, babe, I was like, I'm not mad we went, but like there's nothing there. Like we always tease I love them to death, but like her sister and so my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, great people, love them to death, but like they had an argument because my sister-in-law's husband, Joe, shouts out Joe, and he listens, by the way.
Hey, Joey.
Joey, Joe, him and his wife, my sister-in-law, had like an argument over the centerpieces, and I was like laughing because I was like, I've never had an opinion about a centerpiece.
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly pretend to give you my take on centerpieces. And it wasn't even so much that like Steph was running everything for the wedding, which she was.
But what did you guys do for your centerpieces? It was bobbleheads as you guys as a couple, correct?
Yeah. In a crock.
Like the shoe or a crock pot?
It was a mix. We wanted to keep you guessing. But no, there was a bunch of shit at the wedding that like just fell into that category. I was like, I have no idea.
What did you care about? The food? The food was great.
Yeah, the food, but the food was an easy one because we went to the venue. And they were like, we do our own, or there was probably an option to do their catering, but they did the catering through this local like
Grumpy's
barbecue spot. Yeah, Grumpy's. In I always forget I'm in PA, so people probably know. You guys know that Grumpy's in Orfield. Fucking amazing place. And one of those places you walk in and you kind of have like a question mark on your head if it's going to be good or not, and then you eat the food and it's fucking amazing. So yeah, that part, and then I wanted an open bar that didn't suck. You know what I mean? Like we had it was all like well liquor or whatever, but
you upgraded.
What?
You can upgrade it.
No, I know, but but I wanted to make sure it was all like liquor and enough beer options. Those were the only two things
that you gave a shit about.
Yeah, because honestly, like, I don't know. I don't have it in me.
It was a nice venue. I've never been there before.
Yeah, Willow Tree Grove, I think. Yeah, it was a really nice venue. As long as it doesn't rain, you guys get a great spot.
That's right.
But no, it ended up raining, but it was actually nice because it was inside and we didn't have like a microphone, so everyone could still hear us and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it ended up, I don't know, I had a blast. I remember I finally, you know what, like a week or two ago, I finally came to terms with the fact that, like, I know it was my wedding, but I think I got a little too drunk. Because I remember, I just was, towards the end of the night, I slowly became useless.
Yeah.
I quickly became someone that had to be, like, monitored.
Did you get plowed at your wedding?
No, I couldn't.
Why?
Because there was so much stuff going on. It was the same way. I only thing I got to pick, I went along with everything. We tried food to like 4 or 5 different places, but the only thing I got to pick was the music and the entrance music.
Would you come out to Korn?
Yes, I did. Ooh. I came out to Blind. Her brother, one of her brothers, actually both her brothers. The one brother came out to.
My dad touched me.
He did, really, for real.
I'm a white guy with dreads.
What the hell's the name of the band? The Shipping at the
Dropkick Murphys.
Both
it first.
Yeah, both the brothers came out to different Dropkick Murphy songs.
I mean, we could check the tape.
Big Al, I think, came out to the Stone Cold song, entrance theme.
We did it better.
But then, no, you can't do better than Korn. Shut up.
No, I mean, our Stone Cold entrance was better.
Oh no, there was no fancy answer. I just picked all the songs, and then during while you were eating, it was different Rat Pack songs. So it was like Sinatra and all them, and the DJ only played the music that I let him play. So I gave him all of the music he was going to play.
That's where we actually dropped the ball a little bit because the music wasn't bad. It just wasn't what we would have.
No,
that's why I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, because he was like trying to get people on the dance floor, but no one liked the music. Not that it wasn't. He was missing the genre. Like he was like years. Like I feel like he could have played like different styles. He was playing like new age shit that 17-year-old kids would have.
Yeah,
been into.
His music was like targeted. He played that one. No, his music was targeted towards like the older crowd. It was a lot of stuff
Yeah.
Because I remember the music was the thing. And then at one point, I got him to play. And this, besides getting too drunk, this was actually the most embarrassing point. Was I got him to play the "In My Feelings" song by Drake, and I like went out. I was hammered. I went out on the dance floor and like unironically did the dance to it. And afterwards, I was just like,
is there like footage of that? Like, did somebody do like video?
Most definitely.
No. There's footage of me and my best man dancing to a Prince song together. I don't know where that is though.
Yeah, I didn't want to have. I told him. I said I gave him all his music. He was like, "Wow, I don't have to bring anything." No, this is all the music you're gonna play. There is no, like, nobody can request things. There's no electric slide. There's no fucking blow up instruments, and there's definitely no Jesse's Girl song. Jesse's Girl was shut down. There was none. People requested it, and he said no. The girl said no.
I wasn't.
Nope, done.
I don't know, man. I just was kind of like, I don't know, like the wedding shit's not my wheelhouse.
No.
I don't have I don't have like obviously like with the open bar and the fucking food and all that shit. Like I wanted to have a good time.
Yeah.
But like I'm not, and this is gonna sound fucking sappy and shit. But I was just trying. I was just like the whole time I was just like, what do you want to do stuff? Like this. And it's not a thing of like, oh, this is dumb girl shit.
No, but
like
you probably you never like pictured that day.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
and
like,
she's
I'm
probably
real.
pictured her whole life. That's what girls
I've
do.
pictured
With
it my
the
whole
whole-
life. I can't wait till it happens.
You pictured my wedding your whole life?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, the wedding, the whole snakes thing, it made me realize like your hilarity, because like me and Steph always say, we're like Steph always tells me, she's like, Mike is your funniest non-comedian friend, and he's also funnier than some of your comedian friends. And I'm like, yeah, no, he is. Like out of my non-comedian friends, like you're the. But I was trying to explain the snakes bit to one of my buddies, and he was just like.
I forgot how that whole thing started.
You just start, because like it's the way, but that's the thing. It's like we'll probably explain it now, and people will go, that doesn't sound funny in the slightest. But it's just
what did I ask you? Because now I'm
you
just
you
remember.
texted me something. No, you just started texting me because I think you did the thing that a lot of people did. There's like a bunch of people that hit me up were like, can't believe you sent me an invite. And I'm like, am I that like closed off as a friend? My brother was like, I forgot to tell my brother he was a groomsman because I just thought that was assumed. And then like my parents brought it up at a dinner one night, and I was like, oh yeah, you know you're a groomsman. He like looked at me, he's like, really?
Yeah, you're supposed to tell them that like way ahead of time.
No, I know. No, it ended up coming out ahead of time, but I just, to me, and I know this isn't like the way of things, I guess, but like to me, it just was assumed he was going to be one of my groomsmen.
Yeah.
And then the surprise in his face was like, it made me really evaluate how good of a brother I am. But no, a lot of people, and then like you sent me what a lot of people sent me was like, really, I'm invited, like a little surprise. You're like, thank you, and then I think you just started sending me, you're like, I'm gonna bring snakes to the wedding, and I was like, cool, Mike.
I said cobras or something.
Yeah, you kept like because like what you do is like you lay it on subtly, but like enough to know where it's a joke. You lay it on enough to know it's a joke, but not enough to really know what's going on. Because, like, there were so Mike's just every, like, couple weeks. Because we sent out those wedding invitations early. Every couple weeks, Mike's reminding me, he's like, I'm bringing snakes. And then after a certain point, I'm not kidding, like, there were moments where I didn't, like, for a long period of time, but I was like, there were moments where I was like, does he mean real snakes? And I'd be like, he's not bringing real snakes. Like he would. So like there were like, I don't.
That's my favorite thing to do to
Yeah,
people.
yeah. And like that's the hilarious. But if you just go like, if I just go to my friend like one off, like, yeah, Mike said he was gonna bring steaks and then he didn't, and you're like, great.
But I bought you rubber snakes.
Yeah, you bought rubber snakes. I have them hung up in the studio.
Because I was gonna
AKA living room.
I was gonna get like I was thinking about what to get, and then I was like, wedding presents are so dumb.
Well, you got us hilarious shit. That was
the card was good.
Well, what was the card?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
You
the
didn't get
I know
a
I
card
got,
about
like,
horses.
You crack me up, by the way, because like when you and me and like we're doing this kind of stuff, or like we're texting, like Michael texts me stuff about like wanting to fuck my cat and shit, but like the Mike that
Listen, last week he had to pick up his pie over at the fucking Mad Jay's barbecue, and the guy kept sitting next to me just going, dude, Fowlerbox messaged me 50 fucking times today. Like, I need him over here to do this. He just keeps texting me, and when I'm serious, like, yo, I want to go to fuck home, he'll just be like, yo, you got that booger sugar? And he goes, and I start laughing, and he goes, and then I'm not mad anymore.
Well, I dude, when Mike's texting me, I like get on, I don't joke around with people the way I joke with you, but like I just get on your wavelength because it's so silly.
Yeah, I love when people
like
get
out
on
of
my
the blue.
I only like talking to people who get on my wavelength.
Well, that's like if you guys follow us on, if you were following us on Instagram,
yeah,
like Mike was posting he was like when he was like posting on his story for this episode, he's just like Andy Malif, like local forklift driver. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna post it.
I had people dying that they were texting me that you sent the forklift video.
Yeah, so I put that on my story, and then I recorded a video.
Yeah.
I even before I did the video, I made sure to like put the pen in my ear because I felt like that made more sense, and I like did the video in front of my forklift. And it's just like, but like,
You're like I gotta get back to work.
yeah. But like the one thing I sent him today, it's just like little subtle shit. I just go like, hey, just checking. Do you guys validate parking? Because we're just in Nazareth.
You're like, what should I? What should I wear?
I text him also. I was like, hey, what's the dress code?
Shoes. Only shoes.
Only shoes, and he said something about. But yeah, it's just like Mike's hilarity. You just got. You're almost like You're like the opposite of Andy Kaufman to me. Because like Andy Kaufman, when you say what he did, it's hilarious to say. But then you think about it, like he did the one show, like his one the one like legendary story is of many is like he would do open mics and he would show
Read a
up.
book?
Well, that was when he was doing shows, but he would do this at open mics, and it's really funny to explain it. And also keep in mind at open mics you only get 5 minutes. He would show up, bring in a drum set up the entire drum set, hit it once, and then just tear down the whole drum. And like that takes a while.
Yeah.
And it's like funny to say, because that right there, that took about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you actually
were there, you would have been pissed.
Because like because here's the thing, and I'm not even saying like, oh, you just don't no, like because I've seen that doing open mics all the time. You see the guy, like, because there's this one dude who in Jersey who all he does is he goes up and they'll be like, so and so come on the stage, coming up, blah blah blah, and he'll go up and he'll kind of be like around the mic, just like, hey, and it's like funny because he's like the whole thing is he keeps. But like within him, but like that's his. He's like a one note thing. So within like a minute, you're like, oh, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it still gets but then it's like if you go week after week, you
see the same thing over and over.
And you're just like, the first time I thought it was, I thought it was funny enough. I didn't die laughing, but I thought it was funny enough. About 2-3 times in, you're going to this, you're like, oh, because when these open mics sometimes they'll go to like 11 midnight or whatever, and when the open mics go that late. And you're like, oh, this guy's adding to that. Like after the third or fourth time, you're just like, oh, you're a dick. And I guarantee you, if you were at that show with Andy Kaufman while he's setting up the drum set, like once he gets like, especially too when I'm pretty sure it would be like an open mic, like a comedy open mic, I should say. A couple minutes into that, it's gonna click in what he's doing.
Yeah.
And now you just have to wait for him to finish.
But I don't think they got it. I think the people that were there didn't get it, but the people at home got it. Because even when he did the Mighty Mouse thing, he would stand there the whole song and only do the one section.
Yeah.
And then the whole rest of the time just stand there stone faced. I think the people there were like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, here's my thing too about so you take the Mighty Mouse. First time I saw the Mighty Mouse thing, I like genuinely laughed.
Yeah.
Because it's like. But then, like, I guess a lot of jokes on replay aren't always the funny.
But you gotta understand, back then they didn't have access to everything he does. All they hear is there's a super famous comedian coming, and you're like excited, and they're all anxious, and he just stands there and just does nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mean to like be. Yeah. I'm not trying to be like the fucking. Oh, like I'm shitting on the fucking legend.
I only liked when he upset people.
Yeah, because they legitimately got mad. Yeah, fighting girls. Or fighting girls.
I think the wrestling shit was funny.
Yeah, wrestling girls.
But like the fucking like all the other stuff was just like funny performance art.
Yeah.
And it, like even the book thing, like it's funny to say, but like
if you're there.
Dude, I don't know. Maybe it's in a like. Imagine the show was probably in a major city. Maybe someone came from out of town and they had to get a babysitter.
Yeah, that's the stuff that
And then
I like.
and then they had to like pay for part. It's just, as a dude who wants to do this professionally, I don't know. I feel like you can do those bits in a way that's less financially. That's less of a financial. I don't know. He just kind of like, after you sort of think about it for 5 seconds, he comes off more like a dick than anything.
Yeah.
But I will say, the wrestling shit I found funny. But
those people used to get so pissed.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I can imagine. Well, no, because that was back in the day before people realized wrestling wasn't. Wrestling was scripted.
What?
Yeah. Oh,
no,
God.
wrestling is it's
When
real.
did you decide to switch your format over to full-blown wrestling?
When was that? It was a couple. Well, I've wanted to do a wrestling podcast for a while, and then I brought it up to. I remember I told my wife, I was like, I think I want to do.
My wife.
That's from Borat. Did you ever see Ali G?
Yeah.
He doesn't say that in that.
Nope.
It's a good movie.
What does he say in LAG? Respect.
I'm Ali G.
I'm Ali G.
Actually, I didn't. That's the one I didn't watch. I remember. I loved
Bruno.
Did you
Bruno
like
was
Bruno?
so uncomfortably gay. How could you not like it? He brought everyone back in and was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this again, but here's a bunch of
Did you
dick
see
and
his,
homosexuality." Everyone was probably so.
What's his
upset.
Showtime one? Something America.
No, I don't really like. I was never really a fan of him. Like,
Dude,
I'm always like in and out, like whatever.
I don't mind hidden camera stuff as long as it's like harmless.
But it's all chopped and edited as well.
Yeah. Or if it's like like if he's making, like in Bruno, when he's like making out in the ring. That's funny because those people are assholes. But like,
or wasn't in the beginning where like they were running something by a bunch of like executives, and he's like, "What do you think about this?" And it was just like uber fucking gay with like dicks everywhere, and they're just like, "What?"
Well, the part of Bruno that got me where I was on board was when like the dick's spinning, and then it zooms in on the pee hole, and the pee hole is just like Bruno!
He totally pushed as far as you could go.
I liked Bruno.
I really liked the dick parts.
I was telling him, do you know?
I fast forward through all the content.
Do you know that he worked on that Queen movie for 3 years?
He did the Queen movie?
He was going to be, yes.
He was going to be Freddie Mercury?
Yes. But when they proposed it to everybody, they didn't like his version because he went heavily into the gay shit and how he got AIDS and how he's messed up. And they said the band said no. That this band is not about Fred. This whole movie can't be about Freddie Mercury. It's about the band.
I didn't see the movie, but I heard like the AIDS is only a little bit at the end.
I heard it's terrible.
AIDS is pretty bad, yeah.
No, I don't mind AIDS.
Oh, okay.
Wipes out the weak. No, like I heard. Well, see, the thing is too with like how everything is now is like it's cool to stay stuff's awesome. Like,
yeah,
it was a cool movie. Like. There's things that people
it's like it's a personality to like really fucking like something.
Yeah, like it's like the Queen movie. It's a Queen movie. That's such a good movie. But
because nothing. Nothing can just be like good. Everything has to be like mind blowing.
Guys, it wasn't good.
No, like
I heard mixed things about it.
No,
like I know a bunch of people said it was awesome, but then
creative. Okay, yes, like they really redid like. When they did live performances,
they played a bunch of Queen music, and everyone was like, "Cool, Queen music."
Yeah, and he didn't sing.
Strip that out, and it's like, well, where's the fucking story?
He didn't sing at all. It was all lip sync, but they recreated every like live event. Like they did it to a T what it really was in the real video.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's creative.
It's cool, but like,
it's not good.
It's like, okay,
yeah,
you just did it. Like the live video's already there.
Listen, the best part is that they shut him down, saying that it can't. Queen isn't Freddie Mercury.
That's fair.
Okay, well then, name the guitarist in Queen. No one fucking knows because the fucking Queen is Freddie Mercury.
Know.
Joey Queen.
Yeah,
it was like the Ramones.
He was.
I never liked Queen.
Yeah, I was always fine.
I like Queen.
I didn't
Maybe
dislike.
because Wayne's World made it cool when I was in high school. It's really the only reason I knew Queen. Other than that, We Will Rock You.
Wayne's World
I would
kind
get
of.
a scratchy throat from yelling it at sports games. And then
Dude,
it
I
stopped.
remember Wayne's World made Bohemian Rhapsody like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
But then when I got older and people kept doing the Bohemian Rhapsody bit,
I'm going to get a
like-
Wayne's World t-shirt.
What?
I'm going to order a Wayne's World t-shirt.
Do it.
will.
You should make Never Again Wayne's World t-shirts.
Okay.
Yeah. The fuck were we saying? I don't know. Queen's yeah, I like Queen, but they were a band I always just was like, I listened to the hits and I was good. You know what I mean? There's some of those bands that you listen to the hits and you're like, you don't get inspired to like dig deeper.
Like I feel like if you like Queen, like you really like Queen.
I mean, they're good, and if you look back on the time of the music that was out, they were like nothing that was out.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
they were I mean, he came out in like girl clothes, and they were like, people were like, what the?
Yeah, none
fuck
of that
is
ever
this?
bothered me. Like I was never like, I don't like.
But
Queen
no, I'm saying
he's
his-
gay. Like I didn't like the music.
His voice is amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it really
Marriott.
was. He's dead, so that's something wrong. There's a condition for that. I don't know, but no, I mean, they were a good band. They did a lot of they really have a lot of songs.
Yeah.
But
Massive songs.
the movie sucked. It sucked bad.
I liked him. I liked the actor that played him. He was really good in that robot movie.
Yeah.
See, I
He
like.
just looks like a junkie,
He seems like the best actors.
like a naughty boy.
Maybe. He does live in Hollywood.
Holly weird.
Stop.
I'm blushing.
No, he seems like one of those actors who's like fucking amazing, but he's probably a lot in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know though. I'm probably just.
That's like
no,
what's
you
the
know
other
what
one
it
like
is?
that? Joaquin Phoenix. He's
Oh,
supposed to be
yeah.
a great actor, but in real life, people are like, he's a fucking weirdo.
Same with
Yeah, but wouldn't you have to be a weirdo to be an actor?
yeah, no. You have to kind of like like really take that seriously. You gotta be a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because it's like I just like with all the actors. And this is gonna sound condescending as shit, but like with all the actors, it's like I like let them be weird. It's just when everyone takes it to the next step and they're like, what's your opinion on something? You're like,
Yeah, I don't care.
Don't
I
do
don't care what
that.
they say. They're weirdos.
Don't. Yeah. Let's talk about the wrestling because I got really off topic. I literally said like no, I just realized I said like two things, and then we got on like dicks and fucking Bruno.
That's how I talk. I don't that's how my brain works. So
Yeah,
I'm
just
totally
fucking
fine with just talking about dicks.
wrestling and dicks.
So you switched the format over to wrestling.
Yeah, because I did the dope show just like hip hop. That got exhausting, and then I did it at
It's tough when you fucking pigeonhole yourself. When I mean, it's not even like when you.
Well, no, it's not bad when you pigeonhole yourself with something you're not 100% into.
Yeah.
I'm 100% into the wrestling.
Yes.
I love watching wrestling. It's like 90% of wrestling only brings me joy. So like whether it's the fucking like people because wrestling fans are fucking miserable fucks. Mm-hmm. But just seeing. Like, when you see someone, like, freaking the fuck out of something that you just know is fucking a stupid thing to freak out, and you can just sit on the sidelines and laugh about it.
Yeah.
So if people are being... Like, if someone disagrees with me on wrestling, I'm like, it's fucking wrestling. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, I'll voice my opinion. Don't get me wrong. There's audio of me on the podcast, like, screaming about, like, this pretend fighter fights better than that pretend fighter. Or, like, you're wrong about which pretend fighter's the best. But no, it's all fun to me. It's all fun.
I love that you have Steph there too.
Well, yeah, that was the part that I love because, from doing the podcast by myself for so long, I can do it.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks to do it alone.
Yep.
It's just nice to have like someone to bounce it off of.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, that's the part I loved where I brought it up. And actually, shouts out to my wife because she's the one who got me back into wrestling. I was like a moderate fan of wrestling when I was younger. You know, I think I liked because I remember I had a bunch of wrestling toys and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't remember ever actually watching the show.
I remember watching like the Saturday morning ones when they used to have that on, and it would be like the
Well, how old are
Ultimate
you
Warrior
again?
versus Dan Wolf.
Oh, okay.
That would be like the nobody, like, because now it's like they don't really have jobbers anymore.
The Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, they don't have jobbers that way. Which is a jobber.
Like
is
there used to just be like people you don't know. Like you knew the Ultimate Warrior was kicking the shit out of Dale Wolf.
They did that.
Barry Harlowitz.
No,
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
that's something I didn't realize because it's not like a main thing. And yeah, I saw someone tweet about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, they don't have which a jobber is someone who like goes into wrestling just to get their ass kicked and make the other guy look good.
Yeah.
And
Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah,
but they let him win every now and then.
I already said that.
Oh,
wow, you don't listen to me, you piece of shit.
Who's he?
No, I was there.
Brooklyn Brawler.
I was in. I went to. This is years ago in Philly when Brock Lesnar first came out. And I remember we were down towards the bottom.
What's wrong with that?
Remember Perry Saturn? Perry Saturn was pretty big dude.
WCW.
Pretty big,
He was
muscular
in the
dude.
Ravens flock.
And he was in the ring, and all of a sudden, they played weird music, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And he came out, I was like, oh, that guy's a fucking monster. And he came out and destroyed everybody in the ring. And I remember my friend looking at me and going, I don't know who that is, but I think he's going to be famous.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I hope so. And then all of a sudden, that's when Brock Lesnar got famous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like when he first
That's
brought him out.
interesting.
Yeah,
Like
they
Goldberg as well. The same thing.
I remember. Well, that was another one. I remember having I had a Goldberg T-shirt when I was a little kid, and it was like my favorite T-shirt, but I couldn't tell you. I haven't watched one. As a kid, I never watched one episode of WCW anything.
I didn't start watching it until Hogan went over, and then the NWO came in. And
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
doing like the gang shit, and were like beating everybody up.
Yeah.
But then that's when kind of WWF wasn't as good. But then that's, I think, after WCW started dying off,
They got the Monday Night Wars.
is when they started bringing on Raw, and then that's when you had The Rock and Stone Cold arguing, and then that Stone Cold era that was so awesome with like the beer truck, and he was just doing all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Undertaker. I had a bunch of Undertaker shirts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to a live event?
Yeah, my buddy, shouts out Kyle Works, comedian who lives in LA now. Because he lives in LA, he couldn't come to the wedding, so he got us tickets to a live show. They're fun, man. Because like, really, I think a lot of I didn't realize this 100% before I actually went to a live show. Like, people watch WWE, and I like WWE. But people watch WWE and they just, if that's your only frame of reference, that's just what you think wrestling is.
Yeah.
A live show is a whole different thing. You know, because like WWE, you know the characters, you see them every week. At a wrestling show, 9 times out of 10, you don't know who anyone is. So like they have to get you up to speed and get you on board with a story very quickly. And you don't hear the announcers. A lot of wrestling shows now have announcers, but it's for when they like record it and put it on YouTube and shit. But yeah, they don't have announcers. I like wrestling. Like one of the reasons like seeing the live show, I started to appreciate it a lot more is because I started noticing there's like a lot from a performance standpoint, not a physicality, but from like just a performance of like telling a story and all that. It's very similar to stand-up comedy, and where it's like you go out there, crowd doesn't know who you are. You have to convince them to pay attention and give a shit about you. You know what I mean? And also, wrestling is predetermined and it's scripted and everything. I don't like to say fake because they beat. You did that already.
That's real.
I don't like to say fake because they beat the fuck out of themselves to the point where I find that to be mild. I know I sound like a dork, but I find that to be mildly disrespectful because they beat the fuck out of themselves.
It's physically demanding, but if you listen to like Stone Cold's podcast, and he'll get into like when he first came in, like Andre the Giant would fuck people up.
Yeah,
like they'd get pissed off, and he would legitimately hurt people.
Yeah,
and now it's like even so, they bring people in, and he's like, "Listen, I'm having a bad day." And they will. It gets real to a point, but
it's just like
Bradshaw was one of those guys who used to hurt everybody.
Well, yeah, he would. They would refer that. They would call that. He would wrestle real stiff. Boner.
I have one.
You do. No, but I like. There's this wrestler right now, Ricochet. He's in or he just went up to he was in NXT, but he just got up to the main roster. His like main move is called I forget what the fuck it's called, but he basically jumps off the turnbuckle, does 2 flips, and then lands on the guy with his back. Well, he did a move at the last NXT pay-per-view where he like did that, but the guy rolled out of the way and he just like landed on his back. Like, it was on purpose. And there's actually a way, I noticed this, the last live show I went to, I started noticing what the wrestlers do, and when you see them land on their backs, they actually land feet first, 1, to, like, control themselves, and 2, to, like, make that loud noise.
And they hit it with their hands.
Yeah, so they land feet first, and then they can kind of, like, hands out and control it and stuff. I saw that, and then I just thought about it. I was like, imagine just getting on top of this table and just jumping off of it and landing on your back.
I like doing that as a child. Now I can't.
Yeah, now the thought of that, and like these guys just do that on the reg, multiple nights a week, and you like so. That's why I know wrestling fans, and I know us wrestling fans sound like fucking dorks when we get pissed off because you say it's fake, but it's like that's why, because it's like the physicality that goes into it is fucking insane.
Well, I mean, it's just when you're into something and you're passionate about it. Like, I love the UFC, and then like it's on ESPN now, but then I have people that are telling me, oh, well, it's not a sport, and it's not this, and it's not that, and I get pissed off where I'm like, yo, fuck you, like, it's on your sports channel now, asshole. You can't say that UFC is not a fucking sport anymore. It's on
that's the
the
best
fucking thing.
Well, that's the best part about wrestling.
But that's what I get. But I get pissed off about it, so I can relate to you where it's the thing that you love watching. Like, you follow it like a sport.
That's kind of silly if people say that, because it's almost like the purest of sports.
I hear it all the time.
In a way, that's weird. You're like, oh, well, you don't have a fucking ball that you. Honestly, it makes more sense that, like, I like watching.
UFC is way more sport than fucking golf.
Yeah, really.
You can be a fat ass with funny pants, and they go, oh no, that's a serious sport.
But like it's so funny because it's like UFC is so like primal and instinctual. I'm not saying that word right. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I mean. It's so like primal that like, wait, so this competition here of like one dude trying to physically overpower the guy isn't a sport, but when you guys bounce the ball and put it, it's like like how is it?
You know what it is? A lot of things, and I people that I know that hate it complain because I think it's the weight classes that really fuck people up, because they'll look at people that are like welterweights and they'll go, "You're telling me that guy's a fighter? Like if he wouldn't be able to kick my ass?" Because you realize he's only like 130 pounds, and they're like, that guy couldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Until you get kicked by one.
I will say that is the only. That's like the only problem for me for MMA, and it does affect because I think wrestling has ruined me for when it comes to like,
because they're all massive dudes.
And because I always known about, but like the one thing that made me want to be an MMA fan is when I came over here and we watched the fucking Ngannou fight where who did he knock out?
Alistair Overeem.
Yeah, and like that was crazy, and so I was like into MMA for like a month or two because of that, and so we got the fucking.
There's ups and downs with it though.
But when Cyborg fought Holly Holmes, that pay-per-view was very like, not a lot of crazy shit happened, and it made me realize why I was like, oh, wrestling guarantees the crazy shit.
Yeah,
and like. Yeah, I know. I think the one problem with MMA is just to really appreciate it. You kind of got to like understand the fighting styles,
and I learned just from watching it, and then Rogan and the other commentators, they tell you what's going on to the casual fan, and then you slowly become out of the casual fan, and you know what's going on to an extent. But then, like, I took my first jiu-jitsu class, and Zach was like texted me afterwards and was like, "How was it?" And then the fights were the following weekend, and when I was watching the fight, I saw them do what Zach was teaching in class, and I texted him and I'm like, yo, like, I'm going to even like this more because now I'm going to understand the ground
Yeah.
game way more than like I love jiu-jitsu. I don't fully understand it because I don't go to enough classes. I'm trying to, but like now that I'm like learning more about it, it's making it even more exciting to know. But it's like, but I'm diving in as deep as anybody who watches football, and they get crazy, or the Final Four and all that. Like I used to always be like, I don't get fucking sports, and I used to rag on Josh all the time. And then when I fell in love with MMA, I was like talking to him, and I was like, this guy does this, and this guy does that, and this fight's coming up. And then I was like, oh, I'm like, you follow sports as much as I follow MMA, and you follow wrestling.
Yeah, and it's funny. You were saying about like knowing the moves and stuff.
Yeah,
I realized that too with like the more you know about wrestling, it's actually the more you can it makes wrestling more fun, because wrestling is all a big part about wrestling is just trying to trick the fan.
Yes,
because like there's a bunch of stuff they do in wrestling that's sort of like like just common like storytelling thing. So like one will be the dude will put him in a chokehold, he'll pass out, and then the ref will go over and they have to they pick the hand up.
I love that they still do that.
They pick the hand up, the hand drops. But if you know wrestling, when they do that, the third time he picks the hand up, he's going to let go,
revival.
And it's going to go, huh?
Yeah.
So it's like, little thing, every match they're going to have, like the bad guy, if the bad guy has a manager, the manager's going to distract the ref so the bad guy can cheat. It's all this like story, and it actually can, because of what we do on the podcast a lot of time, a lot of it is like trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Do you watch live events when you do it? Like, do you watch wrestling while you do the podcast, or do you guys?
No. We well, here's the thing. We DVR it because there's so much fucking wrestling. Raw.
See, that's the other thing too. Is why I fell out of it. Is there's too much.
Yeah.
Because there was when I used to watch it, there was WCW, there was ECW, but ECW was so fucking crazy. We used to. I'm so mad. My brother got to go to a live ECW, and they brought weapons and threw them in the ring, and the people used them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember that was like one time my mom was like, "No, you can't go." Well, Richard can.
If you want to do that,
what? It's definitely why I did Whippets, Mom.
Take that, Mom.
Case of computer cleaner to you.
No, I met your mom. She's a saint.
She is.
No, dude, you got to go to CZW then.
Well, see, that's the thing now is like before there was 3 of them. Then the WWF swallowed everything up, and now there's like, isn't wrestling on every night
for WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, what, like, because there's Raw.
Okay, so on Monday there's Raw.
Yep.
Tuesday it's SmackDown.
Yep.
And that's on just TV.
That used to be just that.
Yeah.
And then they would have the pay-per-views.
But pay-per-views, there's always like one pay-per-view a month.
But don't they have the subscriptions now?
Unless Saudi Arabia gives them like $800 million.
Yeah.
Then they'll put on a fucking pay-per-view bigger than WrestleMania like 3 weeks after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I love how much Vince McMahon loves money. No, but then on Wednesday you can watch NXT.
And that's not affiliated with the WWE.
No, it's WWE. Well, I mean, dude, if you want to,
it's like the farm team.
So
kind of. It used to be.
Yeah.
Now it's like half and half. Cause so basically NXT is for what people call the smart marks, and they're like the hardcore fans that fucking know everything. NXT's for like the cool guys, which there's none in wrestling. There's no wrestling fan that's a cool guy. But NXT's for like the hipster wrestling fans who like fucking know everything. And then Raw and SmackDown is more of the main, because it's on TV.
Yeah. What's NXT on or whatever?
The network, WWE Network.
And you have to subscribe to that?
Yep.
And then there's shows in that all
But
the time.
I like their format because they give you the pay-per-views for free. Don't they?
I mean, you pay $10 a month.
Yeah. But you're not paying $60 for a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, no. The WWE. I'm sorry, I keep moving it. The WWE Network now. It's like
there's programming on all the time.
Well, yes, there's that. But
there's a lot of
if
stuff.
You just break it down, it is. It's ridiculous how worth the money it is. Because basically, for 10,
I wish they did that for UFC, but now it's ESPN.
Oh, dude, you know what else? You know what else got me out of UFC? I signed up for Fight Pass.
Oh, Fight Pass is terrible.
And
It's
then
always been terrible.
Well, because I didn't look into it, and I signed up for Fight Pass, and I was like, all right, now I can just watch the pay-per-view. And then
No.
it was like, the pay-per-view's $60, and I was like,
That's why we do what we do here. A bunch of guys get together. Usually we do way over the top food. And then we usually have a bunch of beer, and then we just watch the fights.
It's
I
so
got a sick
fun.
TV. That surround sound I only bought. Like, that whole setup over there is just for UFC.
I want to do, it's a good ass set. And watching Joe Rogan high.
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean YouTube too, but no, like when the reason I got that surround sound is because when McGregor fought Mayweather, everything was awesome, and I was like, man, that sound sucks. So I went out and got a Sonos.
Yeah. I want to do something similar like that, but like for a live show with wrestling. I just don't.
should.
Well, no, I want to. I just don't know the legality of it.
Yeah, if you, I mean, I don't. The way I look at it is Rogan never plays anything on YouTube because it gets pulled.
So what? Well, what I want to I could do that. I've done that before, where we just stream during a pay per view, and
Yeah.
like you put on the pay per view at home and listen to us while we talk. What I want to do
Is show the actual
do
wrestling.
like a live show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could look into it, do work. But I don't know where the legality.
I don't ever like looking into it because I know I'm going to be able to not do what I want to do.
Yeah, that's why I'm like almost certain.
Because he always is like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah,
And I'm
you
like,
wouldn't
I
be
don't
able
know.
to show any of the pictures.
Well, no, all I want to do
It'll
is
get pulled.
No. I don't want to post anything online. I just want to do a live show where we show the wrestling pay-per-view. People come and we do, like, me and other comics do commentary for it.
But you want to show the actual.
Yeah, we want to show the pay-per-view.
It's
can't.
you're bootlegging it. That kid got in trouble for. He went on Twitch and he made it look like he was playing. It was either the UFC
A couple
game.
people have done that.
Yeah.
With different events. No, but here's the thing, because, like, I did a show at this.
Why don't you just try it?
Because here's why you don't just try it. There used to be they would send you a cease and assist. Now it's we're suing you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
That's
man,
what
like-
happened to Steven Crowder. Did a whole show about making fun of the one of the award shows, the Golden Globes or whatever. And he said we're going to do a live show. He had guests. They had content before.
Yeah.
All they wanted to do was have it in the fucking corner of the screen and not even talk about it, but have people on. And before they even got to it, they shut down his Facebook thing.
Yeah, you
blocked
can't,
him,
'cause Rogan
sent him
does-
letters saying they were suing him, doing all this stuff, and he was like, "Wait, I'm looking at people on YouTube broadcasting the whole thing and making comments."
That's why. That's by the
He
way.
had to sue him. He had to
That,
sue
by
him.
the way, is why those fucking that shit's horseshit.
Yes.
Because it's not a. I learned this when I tried to do like the hip hop podcast, and I was just naive, and I thought like I could just play the music on my show and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's not about fucking if you're doing it. It's about who's doing it.
Yes, and
That's-
how big you are.
That's why all those fucking like intellectual property laws and shit are like I get the intent behind it, but it's kind of like when it's coming from like the record companies, it's like no, it's just like you just want your cut.
Yeah.
Well, when Rogan and them do Fight Companion, they are watching the pay-per-view.
But they don't show
Yeah,
it.
they
You
don't
can't-
actually
you
show
can't
it.
show
you
the
can't
pay-per-view
hear it. You
and-
don't see
yeah.
it. No, here's the thing. So I did a show at the Scorecard in Little Vegas.
Little Vegas.
Little Vegas. Wind Gap. No,
I feel like if you
Yes,
get
when-
the right things behind the scorecard, you could do stuff there.
Well, no. So here's the thing. I was talking to the dude. We were doing a show there. I was talking to the owner before the show started, and we got on the topic. I forget why, but we got on the topic of like what sports he shows there, and then he was telling me, I was like, "Do you guys do UFC events?" And he's like, "Nah, not really, because
They used to.
Well, so what he was telling me was the UFC, they literally charge you
Per
Per
table.
TV.
per TV
Yeah.
you show it on, and each
No.
TV that you show it
Per
on.
table.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know a guy that got whoever through Zuffa or whatever, one of their subsidies or whatever, used to pay people to go around the local bars and look for people broadcasting UFC.
Fucking, you know what ASCAP is?
Yeah.
For musicians? They do that shit too. I've heard stories of, like, people from ASCAP go
What is ASCAP?
It's basically, it's this organization that tracks if musicians' music is getting played on, like, a radio show or something, and they make sure the artist gets paid for it. But, dude, they'll, like, I've heard stories where reps for them will go to, like, a goddamn...
Sure.
Like, I don't know, like an open mic or some shit like that, and if they're playing music in between the comics, they'll get them for
they
that.
They can sue him, yeah.
It's fucking insane.
So this guy, would go into...
Like, I get that
go to
musicians...
bars, but he would go to bars and say, hey, you know, and he would count all the tables, count the TVs, count the people, because what happens, that's why, like, Buffalo Wild Wings has a huge deal. That's why they get the cardboard cutouts and the posters and all that shit. It's a lot of money. That's
but
why,
they also make a lot of money when those McGregor fights are.
But I was
like,
talking to the
Copperhead,
guy,
like Copperhead Grill. That's why they say you have to spend at least $50 if you're going to have a table, because they're going by table per person.
But no, that's what the guy was, and he also said in Wind Gap they're not like Wind Gap's not a big like UFC town.
It used to pack out. Well, see, the difference is that it used to be that when I was first watching it, there would be one pay-per-view like every 3 or 4 months. But now it's like
now it's like there's like 2
every
a
weekend.
month.
Every weekend.
Yeah, okay.
Every weekend it's either free content or it's a big pay-per-view.
Does FS1 still show?
No, they left Fox and now they're with ESPN.
That's right. Well, no, the I don't know if he was the owner or the manager or whatever, but he was telling me like straight up, he's just like, it's not.
It's definitely died off there, but
it's not.
Why would you go and pay a cover charge and then spend? I asked Dustin if he wanted to go the other weekend. I said, no one's coming over for the fights. You want to go catch this at a bar? And he's like, not really. And I was just like, well, what are we going to weigh out here? I'm like, how much money do you think we're going to spend? And he's like, well, it's probably a $5 cover each. And then we're buying beers. And he's like, and then we're going to get food because neither of us ate. So now we're around what we would be spending. And then we got to worry about driving drunk. And I was just like, it weighs out.
Oh my god, dude! Just getting drunk at your house is usually the better option.
Yeah,
especially like, how old are you?
39.
No, you're not.
Yeah, just turned 39.
You really 39?
Yep.
You're looking good, sir. But
I think I'm 39.
I don't think so.
How old are you?
No,
39.
you're not 39.
Yeah, I am.
I'm 39 too.
I just turned 39.
No, you look 39.
Yeah, I'll be 40.
Or no, I'm 38. I'm 38. I'm not 39.
Oh,
My brother
okay.
Richard's turning 39. He's not turning 40.
You just had a birthday. You turned 39.
Did I turn 39? So
Yes.
then Richard's turning 40?
I'm turning 40 too. So
Holy shit.
Yeah, but you guys are probably
I don't know how old I am.
especially you.
How do you know how old you are?
I just don't. Like politics and stuff, I don't pay attention to.
I feel you. I think once
I don't know any of my nieces. I just got their names down, but I don't know how old they are.
I'm still. I have.
I love them all to death, and if
Yes.
Roger and Bridget, you're watching, they're my favorites. But it's I don't know.
I got 2 nieces.
I have too much shit going. I don't know. I'd like to be a better uncle.
I think I'm a pretty good uncle. me and my nephew. That's a whole different topic. Because I wanted to say something more on the UFC thing.
Yeah,
we could talk about
stay on it.
Nieces and nephews.
We'll come back another time. We'll talk about family. We'll watch the Fast and Furious.
Oh, bro, we got to do a fucking movie commentary.
Well, see, that's what I want to do, but then I can't. I want to do that, and like my whole point is like. How I want to edit it is I want to get a bunch of different people in here to watch the Fast and Furious. Some of them are going to be people who despise it, and I'll take the beating. I'll have Bobby Moore come down, and
I love it.
It'll be 2 hours of just me getting my ass chewed out, telling how Vin Diesel. But then I also want to watch it with people who are going to like it, and then I also want to do like with comedians. But how I want to edit it is I want to be able to show parts of the movie, like you know what I mean. But you can't because it's going to get pulled.
Yeah, you kind of just got to do them like the fight companions.
Yeah.
What the? Hell yeah, dude. That's horrifying.
I got your mask here.
Oh, but basically,
so much better.
Basically, with the wrestling show, I think I'm almost certain there's like.
Are you having more fun doing the wrestling show?
Oh yes, so much more. But with the live thing I was telling you about, I think with that, I'm almost certain. Now, once again, I haven't looked into any of this, but I'm almost certain there's like a legal way to do it. I'm just worried it's gonna be.
You
really
might be able to now because you can, like, because I put up all my old YouTube things when I used to make those weird videos and would put music to them. And
well, no, I don't care about posting a video.
But what I'm saying is, I put it up on YouTube, and they used to pull that off and take the audio out. And then you'd have to find all these ways about beating the algorithm. What they do now is they send me an email and they say, hey, in this song you have, Cabo Wabo or whatever, fucking Sammy Hagar. If this goes viral, Sammy Hagar gets the money and you don't get anything.
Yeah.
So they are letting you post content now, which then
but see, like those
the person gets it. So you might get away with doing that,
like,
but if it would,
well, no, I don't want.
You can't make money off.
I just want to do a live show, but I'm worried that to do a live show where you show the pay-per-view, have people hanging out. I'm worried the way to do that legally is going to be really expensive.
Yeah, well, like the clip shows when they go like what's the dude that has his own clip show on Netflix?
Tosh.
Tosh and what was the other one?
Joel McHale.
Yeah, so he shows clips from multiple places. Already.
I watched it.
But what I'm saying is when he would show a clip,
it was just the same thing that was on TV.
Yeah,
it was just so, dude. It's crazy. Like, it's Netflix. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
and you're gonna have just like it wasn't bad. It was just so vanilla. It was insane.
Yeah. But you realize every time he showed something, all he had to do to make it legal was say where it was from.
Yeah,
and what station. So if that's all you have to do,
dude. You know what was funny? Because I was trying to do the dope show again, with just doing like music reviews, like reaction stuff, and then the whole reaction thing got kind of like just doing a reaction video on my like choosing a song or video to react to. That felt like the lowest form of entertainment.
How do they do
reaction
that?
videos with country music.
No, I've watched reaction things on a bunch of hip hop artists, and they'll literally play the thing. How do they do that and still get funded?
It's because they fucking pick and choose.
Yeah.
And also, too, some of the bigger people might get permission because it's like a promotional tool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, there's these, I forget their names, but there's these two dudes.
Or if, like, you're doing a show off of Sirius XM, like, you have licensed music you can use.
But by the way, that's why that shit's horse shit. Because they're like, you don't own this, you can't play it. And it's like, no. You just aren't getting a cut.
That's all it is, yes. Yep.
It's like, just be honest, you fucks.
I don't know, man. I think you can figure out a live way to do that.
But you realize how bad it is? Even when you go into an elevator and you hear that horrible music, which is just the music renditions of things, they have to pay into that to be able to even play that horse shit.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I don't know. All that intellectual property stuff is like, it's if you like really like break it down, it's like confusing to me because like I heard a dude make an argument. I'm not completely convinced, but he kind of like made an argument for why like intellectual property is like bullshit because it all comes down to like property rights. And I was thinking about it this way because it's like if you I get confused because if someone sells a song, like say. Like you were saying, you make those clips where you made those videos where you use clips from movies.
Yep.
And like, so I'm assuming you bought all those movies.
No, I ripped them all. With
I know. But let's just say you used a clip from Batman, and like you got it off of a DVD you bought.
Yeah.
So when I buy a DVD of Batman, like what am I buying?
You're buying it for personal use. So that would be
is there like a contract that
no it's in the very beginning that says like this cannot be used for like they do that with the UFC. They probably do it before pay-per-views for wrestling.
Yeah, because
never read it.
Then basically you could
I can't read.
They do that for the UFC. It's a no copying or use this to make any money.
It's for your own personal entertainment because because then theoretically you could buy one DVD, make 8 million fucking copies. And give it to all your friends.
All right, well, now explain for me this, because this is what I was going to ask you, because I do want to promote that you do your Twitch channel. How are you allowed to buy a video game and then make money off of somebody watching you play the video game, which is the same thing as if somebody would watch you watch a movie?
I have no idea.
Because I don't think video games have that same kind of thing.
I honestly,
They definitely do. You can't copy video games and resell them and all that.
But
you're not copying the game. It's you physically playing it. It's your version of what you're doing, but I don't think you can.
Actually, there is
unless you're allowed to do it through Twitch. They're what's allowing it.
Maybe Twitch pays some kind of licensing fee.
Yeah, I don't know the exact. I always just assumed it was because the video game companies were chill about it. But also, there is a thing. So, like, if you get a Fire Stick,
yep,
and you like jailbreak it.
What?
I've heard people do this. If you get the Fire Stick, and there's that like app where you can just watch everything.
Yeah,
and it'll be like a shitty low res version of it, but you can still watch like everything.
Like Napster.
Yeah. So when you do that,
LimeWire.
You're getting me hard talking about LimeWire.
I loved LimeWire.
All the great porn I downloaded.
My God.
Not 100% sure what it was going to be.
Nope.
Oh my God. What's that? There's that like great meme where it's like kids today won't understand the stress you went through downloading a porno off LimeWire.
You would just be going by what it said,
not knowing if it was going to totally blow up your computer.
Yep. Or if it was going to actually be what it said it was. Or I'd wait like sometimes it'd take a day because like the internet wasn't fast, and then it would be, but there would be no sound.
Yeah, it would take.
I'd be like, motherfucker.
It would take forever, and then you'd open it up, and it would just be like a shitty video, and you're like, you son of a bitch. So what was I saying? The Fire Stick.
Yes.
So if you jailbreak it and you're like streaming that stuff. I forget exactly how the law works, but you can't get in trouble for streaming it. The person can get in trouble. As I'm saying this out loud, I don't know how this applies to the video game thing.
You're talking about the people that are doing it are hosting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people
get in trouble.
They're the ones who are breaking the law. You're not breaking the law for watching it.
Well, I got in trouble for downloading torrents. When I lived in Virginia, I had everything hooked up where I was just like taking other people's Wi-Fi and like I was just downloading torrents. And,
piece of shit. Complete piece of shit.
How dare you? So then when I moved back home, I was still downloading stuff, but I was underneath my parents' internet.
Yeah.
And one day the internet didn't work. The one day the internet didn't work, and then I called and I was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? This shit's paid for. What are you doing? And then they're like, well, you downloaded Water for Elephants.
Yeah.
Which is a Fox movie. And I was like, so? And they're like, you can't download torrents. They're like, that's illegal. And if you keep this up, they're like, we can take your parents' house. And I was just like, no, you can't.
Yeah, no.
And then she goes, yeah, we can. And I go, no, you can't. I go, I went onto a torrent site and it said that this was totally legal. And she goes, well, it's not legal. And I want you to delete everything off your computer. And I go, okay, it's done. And she goes, no, you didn't delete it. I go, yeah, I did. And I go, how can you tell that I didn't delete it or not? And she goes, you have to call me back. I go, so you want me to hang up and immediately call you back and tell you what I just told you? And she goes, yes. So I hung up, called her back, and she goes, all right, Mr. Fauerbach, do you understand that this is a complete violation?
Yeah.
And I go, well, what are you talking about exactly? And she goes, if you ever download torrents again, because I guess Fox and somebody else pays Service Electric to find people downloading it.
Yes.
Now, it was only because it was Fox, so like I could still get torrents, but I just couldn't download Fox torrents. So then she was just like, well, if this happens again, like you won't ever be able to use the internet from us, and we're going to take your parents' house. And I'm like, none of this will hold up in court. And she was so mad that I was saying all this shit to her. I go, I'm like 18, 19. I go, none of this will matter. I said, my parents don't know what I'm doing here. You can't take their house.
Yeah, one of my friends had Service Electric, and they shut the internet off and called him and said, we're shutting off your internet because you're downloading illegal movies. And he said, it's not true. They said, yes. Would you like a list of what you downloaded? And he goes, yeah. And it was just all porn. And she named all the porn stuff, and he just giggled and hung up on her. And then he has a friend that works at Service Electric, and he went and said, hey, I need you to turn this back on. And they turned it back on. Service Electric really tight with that. Like,
it's Blue Ridge Cable, I believe they're underneath or whatever. But the lady was like telling me all this shit, and I just go, I'll just get RCN. And then she was so upset. I stopped doing it because it was my parents' house.
That's why
and then torrents, it's the same thing with music. Like, you just get so many shitty files. Same thing with the Fire Stick, where after a while, I'm like, this is just work.
But
it's work. Here's the $5 for
oh my God, dude, it's so much.
It's Tango and Cash.
It's bad.
Take it.
It's bad because you're stealing things, but that's not their main thing. Their main thing behind it is it's very dangerous. Because torrents, you're constantly sharing little bits of stuff from everybody, and it takes one fucking asshole to infect something, and it'll spread throughout their whole fucking network, and all of a sudden the whole thing gets shut down. That's why they fight. That's why they hate it. Because the reason I know that is because where I work, we had the computer guy come and set up we had a separate internet service with a modem and a router. And the router went really far. It opened up, and we had a page. And the whole idea was the people sitting in the lobby of the jail while they're waiting could get free internet. And when you turned on the thing to log in, it had our picture on it saying like, hey, you're getting free internet because of this company. Here's our number if you need our help, blah, 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 blah. We're trying to help. And then you had to take a thing saying you weren't going to do anything illegal. The very first fucking night at 3 o'clock in the morning, one of the houses near there started downloading fucking torrents. He shut the whole fucking thing down, put a thing up, I had to go individually block all these people, and then with the next week, he went into the office, unplugged it, and threw the fucking router in the garbage, and he goes, "What?" I said, "What was going on?" He goes, "Someone installed fucking spyware into the router, which is hard to do, and at every single thing that people looked at, this guy could actually skim information off of everything that happened." Jesus That's why people are fucking assholes, and it was only online for 1
like
week.
A genius.
1 week. So that's why they're afraid. Because if you start doing shit, people can just fuck up the whole Source Electric.
Yeah.
Do you like Twitch? Do you like doing Twitch?
Yeah. It's
Have you made money off of it yet?
Yeah.
I have friends that do it and they don't make any money.
Yeah, I had a lot of
don't you do stuff too where people pay you and you have to do stuff? Like someone
like
be
a
like,
whore?
hey, you have to post this, and if I give you $5, or can't you have different options of things that you can do?
One time I was playing this game Fallout 4, and this dude was watching me, and how
do you get viewers?
Dude, Twitch is fucking weird.
It's real weird,
dude.
I want to do it, but I'm gun shy, and then I don't want it to turn into
I have watched Alexandra, Alexandra is, and Eli Double Tap. They are well-known gun people. Alexandra is a fucking model who's gorgeous, and she goes on and has millions of people watching her. She doesn't work. All she does is play video games and shoot guns. And my friend was like, "Hey, come watch my channel." I went on his channel, and he was drunk. And he didn't make any sense. And I go, well, how do you make any money off this? And he goes, I'm going to get a bunch of people. But there's nobody. He hasn't made a fucking dime because.
Yeah, it's.
How do you get people to your channel? Is it just an interest like YouTube?
So the way I do it right now is because Twitch is cool.
What's your Twitch handle for any Twitchers out there?
Andy Got Jokes. I stream every Sunday 10 to 1, and then when I have occasionally during the week, I'll stream at night, usually around 7 p.m. if I'm not doing comedy. Just follow me on Instagram, Andy Got Jokes. I always post when I'm streaming. Sorry, I have like a burp that's like, there it is.
I wish you would have just projectile vomited.
No.
It's like, do you mind if I really...
But you went right back in with vomit in your mustache.
I was like, hey guys, if you can just... So anyway,
you ever been around
been
people
twitching?
that drunk that throw up like that? I've seen it twice in my life.
Wait, what do you mean?
Throw up, this one time I was at this party and this guy was outside in the parking lot and he's like, "You want to see this game? I call it Machine Gun." And he had pitchers of beer and he chugged 3 pitchers of beer in a row. And then I was like, "Dude, what?" And he goes, "You ready for the machine gun?" He goes, "Whoa!" Dude, it went a couple feet and it was just splattering like someone threw a bucket of paint. That's
guy?
fucked up.
What is his life? That's his thing?
Yeah.
He's a state senator now.
Dude, I was like, I'm not playing that game, dude.
You met Donald Trump.
God bless you, sir.
It was fucked up.
Yeah, no, wait, what was the question?
About Twitch getting followers and streaming.
Yeah, so Twitch is helpful because it shows a lot of analytics.
Yeah.
So you can. The one thing that really helped me was Twitch will show you where you're getting your viewers from.
Yeah.
So it basically breaks it down. Are you getting viewers from Twitch, or are you getting viewers from are you getting viewers that log on to Twitch and shop around and look for, streams to watch, or are you getting viewers from an external link? And it broke it down, and it basically said less than 1% are coming from an external link. So I was like, oh, they're coming from Twitch. So, and also too, I've done like a bunch of. I kind of went into this a little blind because I watched. There's this really. He's another libertarian. He's in a great band called Backwards. Eric July. I remember I watched him. He does Twitch streaming, and I watched him do it, and there was something when, because all the time, I'm not a big, I'm big into video games now, but I used to not be like crazy big into video games before I started streaming. Streaming really helped me get a new appreciation for gaming, and when I was watching Eric July, something just the way he was doing it, where it was kind of like hanging out, and then he would just be low key and then go into actual topics and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
A light went off in my head, and I started realizing how I could bring the podcast into that, and sort of how I could work. And I got really intrigued by it. So I hopped into Twitch and, started doing a bunch of research on it. And so the thing is Twitch is kind of big now. So the hurdle at the beginning as a new streamer, it's a decent hill to climb. So a lot of you'll go on and you'll go, all right, what should I stream? I should probably stream a really popular game. But what happened, if you go on right now, 9 times out of 10, Fortnite is probably, unless Fortnite's usually the top streamed game.
Yeah, and then the new Call of Duty.
Yeah, unless actually Call of Duty probably is, anyway. It's fucking uninteresting. But no, unless another game has because randomly Counter-Strike will be the top one, but that's because a competition's going on.
Yeah.
But mainly Fortnite's the top one. So you think, oh, that's the most popular, everyone's watching that, I'll do that. But how Twitch works is basically you click on the game you want to watch, and what they do is they have every streamer on basically one list, and at the very top is the person who has the most views.
Yeah, and then that's what you're going to be wanting to watch because they're playing the game the best.
Yeah, so basically what happens is I would try to play Fortnite, and because I only would be getting 1 or 2 viewers, and there's 100,000 people watching it, so that means there's probably thousands of people streaming it. I'm going to be at the bottom of a list of 1,000 people. So what I did, and from, it's not like I had this fucking light bulb moment. I was watching a bunch of videos to sort of understand what to do. The thing I started doing was I started looking at what games have smaller audiences that I would like to play.
Yeah.
And that's why I was playing, I remember I was playing Fallout 4 a lot. And no, Fortnite, if I went on, so I was playing Fallout 4, and I remember at one point I got I got a couple people watching. There was people back then that would watch me regularly that don't really watch me now. I got 4 or 5 of them watching me, so that bumps me up, and then I get to about 10 to 15 people watching me, but no one's watching, there's not a lot of people streaming Fallout 4, so If I'm playing Fortnite and I have 10 to 15 people watching me,
you're buried.
I'm buried. But if I'm playing Fallout 4 and I have 10 to 15 people watching me, I'm in the top 10 people playing Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So then if someone logs on, because I do this a lot, I'll be the fucking stupid hipster where I'll hop in, I'll be I'm not going to watch the first guy, and you scroll down a little bit, then watch another guy. There's a lot of people that are going to be doing that for me. So when the way I started building an audience at first, and then also focusing on games that I like to play. So I focused on games that didn't have a huge audience.
Yeah,
they just had a little bit, because there's a lot of people on Twitch.
Yeah.
So you kind of gotta like grind it out and stuff. And now thankfully I have a handful of. It's weird to say it out loud, but I have like a handful of fans that every time I stream,
they come on and watch.
Some of them do. You know what I mean? Like not every time, but in some capacity, one of them will hop in and be like, "How's it been, man?" Da da da. And so now, if I do smaller games and stuff, it's a bitch though, because like when Red Dead came out, I really wanted to play it, and I don't have a lot of time outside of streaming to play games.
It's tough to fit it in.
So I got Red Dead, and then it's like Red Dead's been so fucking popular, I never really had a chance to actually play it.
Well, and I watch a lot of those people that do Twitch were also making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So they're doing secret YouTube videos, like how to find this, how to find that, and they were getting millions and millions of hits.
Yeah, but then that's the same thing too. Is like how does that not copyright?
What?
Just
it's a video. It's a video of them doing their Twitch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's a Budweiser in there and a bunch of little Jam cores.
But yeah, those dudes have a couple million hits, and all they're doing is they found out that
grab me a Coors.
There's one or two people finding this stuff out, and the rest of everybody's just watching their videos and then making their own about what that other guy did.
Yeah. I don't know. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. No, the whole like, how is this legal? I've thought that since day one. I really don't like. I honestly think it's because
like the bigger guys, like what's that one guy's like Dr. Death or
Dr. Disrespect?
Yeah. That guy's awesome.
Well, but
that guy's like making a lot of money. He's got sponsors.
Well, here's the thing. So like if like the new big game right now on Twitch or just in general in life, the new big game is this game called Apex Legends.
Yeah.
And it's like,
what did you think of it? Did you play it?
Yeah, I played it.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's I like it just because like I tried playing Fortnite, but
I don't like Fortnite at all.
I like the concept behind Fortnite. The building aspect of it. I'm just at that age where I can't learn.
I think it's a little kid game.
That's why I liked Call of Duty Blackout.
I like Blackout, but like I like Call of Duty to play like team deathmatch and that kind of shit. But like Blackout was not. I don't know.
I liked it in the beginning, but then I stopped playing it.
My only problem with the my main thing was I came to terms with the fact that I'm not good at shooters. Like right now, it's
like golf. You have to play it every fucking day for like 10 hours a day.
And there's still people that can shoot
quick scope.
can quick scope with a fucking sniper rifle.
Oh, dude, and I was looking. Well, there's you can download like aimbot. Mm-hmm. So basically, like it helps you cheat. Now they're like props to
the PC versions of everything too. There's all that crazy stuff with the cheating and whatnot.
Yeah, and then also
such fucking losers just sitting here talking about. I love it though. I've been a gamer my entire life.
Dude, I'm like I always played games, but I was the guy if like the second it got hard, I bailed on it. But like streaming.
I know.
Throw an ex-girlfriend joke in there.
As soon as you said it, I saw his facial expression change, and he was like, "Where can I go with this?"
Oh, I was like, "What?" Like you immediately
you said as soon as it got hard.
I know. But you just
so
started
I wanted to be like, "Yes, that's all my dates."
You just started smiling at me, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Like, wait a minute, what did I say?
As soon as it got hard, I put my mouth on it.
Yes.
But now, like with Twitch streaming, you can't just like if people are watching you can't just be like, "This is hard. I'm getting out of here."
Yeah, no, it's got to be weird too because playing video games, like I play video games with my friends, and like I'll just swear and yell and say all this fucking terrible shit, and then there's sometimes where I'm like, "Yo, this would be so funny to put on Twitch," and then I was like, "No, you'd be banned, and like it'd be done."
What do you mean? Like what? If you're I curse a lot.
I just feel like. There's like it could be taken out of context I don't know, man. Like I make terrible fucking jokes.
Well,
like,
yeah, if you're
like rape jokes and stuff. Like I don't think that's flying on Twitch.
Didn't a bunch of people get in trouble? One famous guy got in trouble saying some racist shit the one time. I forget his name.
I know Pootie Pie.
Oh no, yeah, it's him. He dropped the N-bomb.
Yeah, but I almost give him a weird pass in a way because like. He's like Swedish.
But dude, have you ever played online gaming? Like, it is brutally racist.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no. The second I get in the lobby, I'm like, you dirty. No.
And it's 7-year-olds.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I felt so bad for my buddy Nate, who's a black dude. He was telling me like when he has to be I don't know how it is now, but he was telling me sometimes he has to be mindful of like how he's talking, because if he talks like quote unquote a black way, you know what I mean, like a way where
you'll just get a wave of racist remarks
like
at him.
he's told me he's been playing where he'll say some shit that kind of like, you know, it makes the guys go like, oh, this is probably a black guy, and he's like, I notice a change in the no dude, they're fucking. That's by the way, I was bringing up nerds and stuff earlier. That's why I fucking hate nerds, because they act like they're this. No, for real though, these fucking nerds, dude. No, I fucking hate these nerds because they act like these little victims.
Yep.
But it's like at the end of the day, you guys are the same kind of garbage everyone is.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? Like, oh, you play a game, but you're miserable the whole time because you're ungrateful for this awesome technology, because you're like, I can point out the problems with it. It's like, no, you're a fucking asshole. Like, I don't know. It's the same problem with all these like comic book movie fans and all this shit. Like,
I can't even keep up with it.
dude, but like, I'm into politics moderately, and I'll feel like I get mocked because of like I give a shit about politics or something, and it's like, what the fuck do you do? Your personality is that you know a bunch about comic books, and you're somehow fucking up on shit more than me. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, like I'm an asshole because I haven't memorized every goddamn Batman plot. Not saying Batman's not sick, it is, but you know what I mean. Like,
Do you follow the comic books and all that shit?
no, and I like that shit in a general sense.
I got lost, man. I can't keep up. Like this new Avengers, it's like I realized that like that's a massive movie right now.
I'm going
and it's
on
like,
Friday.
Like there hasn't been massive movies in a while. Like when I was younger, when they would have like the McDonald's would have like the movie things for Batman. Like I realized this is like a moment in time where this is a massive movie. I'm so behind on because they have 900 fucking Marvel movies.
No, you don't gotta worry about that, because like
I'm going on Friday.
I want to see.
Fuck you guys.
Dude. Isn't it like? I want to see it.
You can't. You're opening for Nick DiPaolo.
No, I'm going.
It'll be out.
I'm going.
It'll be out for a couple more days.
Listen, he can do whatever he wants. He's taking me to meet Mick DiPaolo.
Oh, that's right. The meet and greet. You said that you would let him eat in the green room.
Can I call you Jess?
Yeah, listen.
You also said he could shit in Nick's bathroom.
So you're gonna be like, yo, man.
I don't remember, but that sounds like me.
You were blocked out on Twitch.
Yeah, wait.
Being racist.
Just imagine a picture of me, you, and him together. And we could put that on Instagram and stuff. It'd be cute.
I'm down with that. I just don't want to overstep my bounds. And
Do you think you guys will like actually talk?
Just go, hey, Nick.
I'm literally expecting nothing.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you would go into it. Like if he's like, oh, hey, what's up, Andy? Do you think he'll even get that? Did you like my impression of him?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I was like, is Nick here? No, I don't know.
He's a 50s cop.
I'm just focusing on keeping my shit together so I can like perform well. Anything else?
Who else is going to be on it?
Whoever he brings as a feature.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure because
I don't know who he has. Like he hasn't said it in a while. Normally he says who he has.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just hosting, so whoever he brings as a feature. Yeah, no, I'm just mainly because like I've been when I got told, I probably shouldn't admit this, but he's not gonna listen to it. When I got told I was doing the show, so like I've been in Jersey and I haven't had like big shows in a while, so I've just been like just focusing on like doing new shit.
Yeah.
You know, because like lately I've been I've just like been trying to kind of like get out of my comfort zone, like content wise with my material.
Yeah.
Just kind of like go up and like I did a joke recently about like trans people, and normally I'd be a little bit too like let's not, but you know I kind of, you know, and it's a joke where it kind of goes a little bit against the sort of general opinion on it. Yeah. I wasn't being
it's
shitty.
Not what you agree with, but
what
is it something that you agree with, or you're just trying to make it uncomfortable in the room?
No. It's okay. Basically, it's not a finished bit in any way, but basically the gist of the bit is just like I don't hate trans people. I think they should have all the rights in the world. I just have to admit I'm not 100% sure what's going on. It's like, you know what I mean?
Which is good. It is pretty funny.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's no disrespect.
Not at all.
But also, too, like the other part of the joke I tried out, which I thought was funny, but the crowd didn't react too much to it. Not that it was offensive. They just did. I just also think, too, like at the end of the day, whatever your thing is, whether it's like trans, like if your identity is like I'm trans or I'm gay or like I'm black or whatever, it's like that's honestly like at the end of the day the least interesting thing about you. Like I was trying to put it this way in the joke. Like if two people came up to me, one person was like, I'm trans, Andy, I'll tell you all about it. And then the other guy was like, in 30 minutes, I'll teach you how to juggle 4 balls at once. I was like, well, I'll learn about trans people in 30 minutes. You know what I mean? It's just like the least that kind of shit is like, so I'm trying to do more jokes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like get out of my head because like perfect example, I was doing this one joke where I was like super in my head and there was a guy in the front row who wasn't really laughing at it, and I was just like, because like the problem at being like a comedian the way I am, and a lot of comedians do this, is like you internalize everything, you think about everything in the sphere of yourself, and like, when you go out into life, you don't realize it's like way less people than you think give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm looking at this guy not laughing, like, oh, he thinks my joke's offensive, he thinks I'm stupid, blah blah blah, and then I realize he's the next comic to go on stage, and I'm like, oh, he's probably just sitting there trying to figure out what joke he's gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you cause that's why I'm trying not to get nervous about the whole Nick Paolo thing, because it's like, honestly, like, I'm the least important thing on the show. Like, in a way, like, the host is important, but, as long as I don't bomb, no one there gives a shit. They just, everyone there's there to see Nick Paolo.
But even if you do bomb, it's fine. They all eat shit.
Yeah.
Like, he'll openly come out and say multiple times, like, oh, man, I've gone to colleges and eaten a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Because they don't agree with anything Nick says.
Well, okay.
So you really don't have any, you shouldn't have any stress. The only thing you should have is this is fucking awesome.
And you should be stressed about how are you going to get that picture with you and Jesse.
Yeah,
it's honestly the thing I'm most stressed about.
The main thing you need to figure out is...
Do you think he's going to do a meet and greet afterwards?
I don't think he does.
Hopefully I'll be so funny that he'll just be like, it's Andy, right? Andy, that was great. Can I do anything for you?
No, he's probably going to get off the stage and get in his car and leave.
I don't know. I want to get a picture, but I don't want to be like. I just hope there's like a cool, like an easy moment, because like I don't want to.
Why don't you have one of us come up and be like, hey, why don't we get a picture with the two of you together?
Well, he'll probably be backstage, not near.
Well, I mean, he's going to be back there because you're getting him in.
Oh, I'll bring Jesse back. Well, I guess I'll have to bring you back to take the picture. We'll figure it all out.
Now you have to get 2 people in the back. I mean, he really wants to go back.
Just tell him it's my birthday. Yo, he's a huge fan. It's his fucking
birthday. I feel like
birthday.
you're actually becoming stressed about this.
This is all you need to worry about. Whatever your set...
No, I'm not stressed because none of this is going to happen.
Whatever your set is...
Why aren't we in the back?
And just, he never got a fucking picture. Don't worry about how you do it. Just worry about how we're getting back there.
Honestly, you know what's funny? Speaking of stress, you know what the only thing I'm getting stressed about is?
What you're going to wear?
Male pattern baldness.
No.
How dare you?
Actually, no. I got a pretty dirty...
You do have golden locks.
Yeah, I got a decent...
No, you're never going bald.
Yeah, no, I'm 29, and this is what it still is.
You're never going bald.
Like, I got a decent hairline. I'm not going to be that fucking... This fucking standard...
I'm not going to be that fucking...
starting-ass Twitter avatar-looking motherfucker.
You know what, guys?
That's the first time I've ever been, like, jokingly mean to you. But, like, aggressively mean.
He doesn't take it well.
At your wedding, you were blacked
well.
out. When we were in the bathroom, you pissed on my feet.
Yeah. He doesn't take it well. He will pop your tires.
Jesse, 1 second. I wasn't blacked out. I did all that on purpose. No, the only thing I'm getting nervous about is the fact that I'm not getting nervous. And I'm like, I'm getting nervous because I think me not getting nervous is going to bite me in the ass.
No.
You don't know, though. That's how anxiety works.
No, I do know. I'm telling you. You're not getting nervous because how long have you been doing comedy now?
No, I'm going to do what my wife does though. You say that, you go, yeah, what you said, or the opposite.
Yeah,
you don't know. No, yeah, no. That for real though. That's been a thing
there is a point in that all of a sudden it's going to click, and you're not going to have that problem. Maybe you're at that point.
No. I learned a while ago. The second you go into every comic will say this. The second it's your mouth you could eat that in one bite. No, every comic I know will say this. When you're doing stand-up comedy, the second you go into it going like, I got this, you're bombing that night.
Yeah.
So I know, it's like you got to respect the stage. You got to respect the fact that this could go horribly wrong, and I'm going to try my hardest.
But here's the thing.
But also at the same time, you're right.
Yes.
I have been doing this for a while. I'm not just going to forget how to do stand up.
But I'm saying if this was the Andy Malafar comedy hour and you were the guy being taped for Netflix and you went out and go, "Oh, I'm fucking fine."
Yeah.
Okay. You're not. You're going. There's going to be other comedians there. There's going to be things. So if you're not, I don't think you not being worried is a big thing. Now, is you filming a fucking Netflix special and you're the only one on the bill? Oh, I'd be shitting fucking bricks. Then I would say you have a problem if you're not worried about it.
Yeah. I'm
fine.
you know what it is though? It's I'm preparing for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if you studied enough for a test, you're not gonna be worried.
Yeah. And that's
you don't want to go in naive.
Well, that's how it is. The more and more you study, the less you feel like you have to read certain parts, and then you're like, well, am I not read them because I'm just skipping over it because I'm lazy, or is it because I already know it?
Yeah. I you know what it is too? It's so
you know that you're going to have that picture of us before the show,
and that
to fall
keeps
back
me
on.
calm.
Yes.
No, you know what it is though? It's comedy's starting to be comedy. There's always been fun aspects of comedy, but doing something like this, it's too fun to fucking I'm excited.
Yeah.
I want to go do it. So it's if I'm gonna sit here and be it's no, I want to go. I wish Friday was sooner. I want to go do it.
Well, that's what and I want to wrap up, but that's what I wanted to bring you mainly on the show for, and I was excited to have you on because from when we met and we've had you on the show, when you posted that, I was like, holy shit, I don't spend, we talk all the time and I don't get to go see you go out all the time, but you posting that really showed your growth with where you're even at in comedy. And then the first person I texted was him. I was like, yo dude, did you see he's opening for an Apollo? I was like, let's get him on and help promote before Friday, which it's too crushed now. I'm gonna get all the editing done, but it's even to have you on to talk about it, it was so rad to even see that you're doing that. So it's as much as you're what you said where you've been doing comedy for a while, it's showing. You're definitely progressing forward. It's not hey, I think he's wasting time with this. I even said to him the other day, I'm like, dude, he's definitely moving forward.
Yeah.
And that was the big thing that I wanted to have you on was not only to help promote it, but even to tell you, you're growing as a comic. It's cool. It's cool to see, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, and to throw a compliment, just sitting in this fucking studio, you guys are killing it too, man.
I hate compliments.
Oh no, I hate it. I was the whole time you were talking, I was like, how does a not crazy person respond to this?
No, and I appreciate what you saying about the studio and all that, because you do a podcast and the shit ain't easy, and you talking about doing all that shit for Twitch. I'm like, I wouldn't even have the time to tackle that. I'm trying to figure out YouTube and Instagram, and I'm just starting to learn Instagram and how to pick up followers and what to promote, and it's just
honestly, don't if I feel YouTube. I feel for guys like us, YouTube's not the place to go.
I like YouTube because of the video option, and that's really it. I like putting out the video there because, and the only reason I wanted to do this is because I just stopped watching TV and I started watching podcasts. And then I was just like, yo, I wanted to do video the whole time, and it's a whole better aspect. You get to see expressions for jokes and different things like that, and it's another way to promote it. So I don't mind doing the work going into YouTube, but I don't know. We
Well,
should.
no,
Like, that's
I
why I
mean-
said we should do a Twitch night or something.
Well, no, you know, I'm fucking stupid. You got all these cameras, of course. Post shit on YouTube, duh. I know I'm an idiot.
Yeah, don't, but it's worthless.
No, I've been like, YouTube's been such an exhausting journey
it's
for
very
me.
exhausting.
That
it's
I'm just
fucking-
like,
it's hit or miss. There's shit on there that's so popular, and it shouldn't be.
And then
it's just,
you know what it is too is it's like, and it's not controlled. It's like I'll put out a video and it'll get this many hits, and then I'll put out a video at the beginning. So say I drop this tomorrow, and then I start looking and I'm like, oh man, this really isn't moving as fast as the other one. And then you start beating yourself up, and I'm like, well, are people not interested in what I'm doing anymore? Nobody likes my content. But it all boils down as to who has time to sit down and watch this shit. And if you don't watch this shit, like the Twitch stuff, like there's people that don't watch Twitch.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't be upset about not having Twitch people viewing because it's hard to get people to watch it. Like I did all this work and I could have put the first video out and it could have got 10 hits. And I would have been like, what are we doing?
well,
Was that even worth it?
No, it's that because your setup's fucking sick. So you can definitely like, you know, it might be a uphill battle at first, but you're definitely gonna build to something fucking sick. It's just
I can't wait till the next studio.
there isn't. This is the last.
You gotta slow the fuck down, by the way.
There's one more.
No, because I think you get way too wrapped up in the like doing it, and then it's like you gotta like stop, and you're like, you have it, Mike.
Yeah.
Now just like
That's what I said to him the other day. I go, what am I doing? He goes, I don't know. And I go, why aren't we having guests on? And he goes, I don't know. And I just go, we need to book guests. So I just booked 5 people.
Yeah, I make hints when I go, boy, we haven't done a podcast in like a month. He's
But
like, that's all right though.
A lot of it had to do with I had to learn all the editing.
no, I know, but you.
He's not happy with what he has.
But no, you love to build something.
Yes.
Yes.
And sometimes that gets you
Stuck.
So if you're always building something, or if you're always starting something,
He loves building the houses and not living in them.
Yeah.
This year's different.
Or you like to,
I didn't date somebody to ruin it all.
There you go.
And blame
you
it.
like
I like self-sabotaging.
what you do. You love to start things.
No, I don't. I don't like starting over. It's what it is, and I've figured this out in therapy, is I'm afraid to cross the finish line.
That's what. Yeah.
So then what I do is I either fuck it up with drinking or I fuck it up with dating some heroin addict, and I blame it on drinking or them.
Yeah.
And then I start all over again, and then I keep building.
Well, no,
But
'cause, like,
I'm tired of building.
I've noticed with you you do a lot of like plate spinning.
Yeah.
And me and Steph have said this a million times. Like, like I think for you need to like slow down and focus on like
one thing,
one or two things you're good at, and just try to like build those up rather than being like, all right, well I got the studio finished. Now let's go out back and make that rocket. You know,
Yeah, no.
it's like
you
need to call Steph about fucking Amazon.
I do, but I'm not like the other thing too is like because I spin so many plates, I'm cleaning up the messes. So like I still have like do my inventory for the t-shirts and like figure out that, and it's just like I've got it down to what I basically want to do now is the podcast and the t-shirts.
And that's what I learned is I'm not trying to be the fucking dude who's just like, this is what's wrong with you.
No.
I was doing
I have conversations with like Jesse and I was talking to Jer and I'm like, yo, I want to do this with the podcast and I want to do this thing where we watch movies, and he's like, yo, dude, he's like, just fucking do what you're doing. He's like, stop doing other shit.
Yeah, and I got like I would do the same thing. Like I got caught up in it, and then like what made me like slow the fuck down, because I did the same shit. I did the exact same shit. What made me slow the fuck down is I'm like, dude, I'd be like on Sunday night, I'd be spending hours like editing and exporting videos for like the Patreon. And then like what really fucking kicked me in the dick, I'd be spending all this time for the Patreon. And I remember the one day I looked, I had 2 people leave my Patreon. So you know how many people I had left? 1 person. And I'm like, I'm ignoring my wife for fucking 4 hours a day for one. And I'm not like mad because like, you should give me more. I'm just saying, I'm like, prioritize it.
Yeah.
Like it's it's not even that it's like bad. It's like I'm doing stuff I want to do, but I'm getting no results for it, so
Yeah.
it's completely wasted effort.
No, this is the first year I'm in new water. Because I even talked about it with my therapist when we finished the studio. I was like, all right, well, normally this is where I would, and I tried to date a couple train wrecks. It just didn't, like, I kind of caught myself and my friends now. Like, I have this like group of girls that I have to put all the women through, and they're like, nobody who's a hairdresser, no tattoo artist, nobody who's in
Hairdressers are
cosmetology.
hot as fuck, though.
You know, nobody who's in makeup school for 6 years. Nobody with blue hair, shit like that. So
Fucking turquoise jewelry.
yeah, so like yes, so like now like that I kind of have like a better perspective on things and I'm in new water now. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I want to do. And what I want to do is this, and I like doing the clothing still, so I'm just kind of getting it down to just doing that and tying the two slowly together.
Yeah, I think for you, and now take this with a grain of salt because you see how successful I am. I think whenever I see you do your stuff, I think the best thing for you is if you get like with the podcast, just get the regular schedule, whether it's with a guest or not, and with the fucking clothing, like Steph was saying this all the time. It's like you get the fucking web store and you get like the Amazon setup so you can just, because I noticed what you were doing like every couple months you're like, here's a pre-order. But if you have like, I don't know a fucking thing about running a clothing company. So
Neither do I.
so but like from a consumer, like I remember like going onto your website, and if you look for like a t-shirt to buy, it's just whatever the latest pre-order is.
Yeah.
So I think it's like if you like clean up the website, it's just my opinion.
No, it's in the works.
But yeah, clean up the website and then just get the like regularity with the podcast.
No, I just had a
You'd be
meeting
fucking
about
golden.
the webpage last week, and basically it's just going to be the clothing on one section, the podcast on the other, and then it's just going to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm definitely focusing more than I ever have before.
No, you seem way more like locked in. You know what I mean? You seem way more like fucking locked in, like shit's good. Because you know, if I didn't know you and I came in here, I'd be like, oh, this guy's got your shit together. His fucking
I need
shit
to bring
together.
more girls here so they sleep with me.
I brought the essential oils to get him in here.
Is that why I'm horny?
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Essential
so.
oils.
Well, I wanted to thank you for coming on again, man, and I want to give you a chance to plug.
Well, I also
everything
want to
that
thank
you're on.
you for letting a guy who's 10 years younger than you tell you how to live your life.
Dude,
I don't know
I-
if any of that came off as annoying.
Not at all.
Okay, I love you.
I understand that an outside perspective of it, and I understand that you only give me advice because you care.
I don't know. I'm not even trying to give you advice. I'm just saying like, because I do. Because like being like I think back to like when we met, and I think that's like fuck, because it was so. Like I remember when we met, it was so like on you. You like went up to me. I would have just sat there and like you went up to me and you talked to me. I would have been like fucking, I don't like meeting people, and like I'll be honest, I thought you were weird at first. I mean, I still think you're weird, but like it was I thought you were weird because like I'm crazy, so like I was like, why is a stranger being nice to me? Get away. So like that was weird to me at first, but then I think about it all the time, and like being your friend has been fucking dope as shit. So I always
Thank you.
I'm always just like, that was fucking awesome that Mike like just was a normal human being, and I like when I would have rather been a psycho and just been like, ew, new people, get away.
Yeah, was that when we went and saw Tyler?
Yeah, you saw Tyler and
at the what the fuck's that hotel?
the Ramada Wisecrackers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They still do shit over there.
I think so. Yeah,
They're actually
haven't-
doing one this Saturday to benefit the Wolfpack.
they haven't booked me in a while, but I still think it's open.
Oh my God.
I mean, if they listen, what is it? What are we at? 3 hours?
I know. Well, we're gonna get cut off soon. What's it at?
2 hours 22 minutes.
All right.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
Let's do another hour. Fuck it.
What times?
Your daughter's probably in bed already.
They're in bed, yes.
No, but yeah, I remember like, because I always think about that. Like, it's the same thing with like meeting Steph. Like, if it was just such like a little thing, like she saw my set she thought I was funny, and she like talked to me, and we were kind of like talking and flirting, and then I went to the bathroom. I was drunk, so like my buddy Jay was there, and I got distracted, and we were separated for like the rest of the night. And then she found me at the end of the night and like gave me her number. And I always think, I'm just like, if she didn't fucking find me, I wouldn't marry this fucking chick I love to death. And same thing with you. Like, if Mike wouldn't have been like overly like nice to me.
And what's weird is I don't normally talk to people like that. Like, I think we were like, I'll pick up vibes if I'll throw jokes out, and then right away I'll know whether or not like if the person is on the same wavelength. And if I know they're not, then I'll overly cross the line, and then they'll be upset and get away from me.
But no, I just like I don't know. I like being your friends like fucking fun. You're pretty good, Jesse. No, but like, and I always think, I'm like, man, if Mike wasn't overly nice that day, I'd have a whole totally different life. It's so interesting to me.
It's been dope having you as a friend, and I thought it was cool that I had somebody else that was doing a podcast at the time.
Yeah, especially in this area, you feel like a fucking leper if you're doing a podcast, because like no one else has a fucking podcast.
Well, I mean, like back then, nobody was really doing anything like that, and it's just like I wanted to do one because I like doing them, and then I thought it was so cool that you were doing one, and I was like, yo, why don't we just start cross promoting?
Yeah, definitely.
What time is the show tomorrow?
8 p.m.
Or Friday? Friday at 8?
Yeah, Friday, 8 p.m. Try to get your tickets beforehand, because at the door they're $30. If you get them beforehand, they're $25.
And
then if you're like a student, or I know SteelStacks has like a membership thing.
Yeah.
If you're a student or the membership thing, it's cheaper.
Cool. And what are your plugs for social media?
Just the three main. Well, the main thing. Check out my Instagram, Andy Got Jokes. I post everything on there. But if you're into wrestling, Over AF Podcast is what you need to search. And then every Sunday, 10 a.m., I Twitch stream fighting video games.
Cool. And you can go to neveragainclothing.com, and then that has my newest working class shirts. I only have a couple of those left, so if you're interested in them, just hit me up. And it's Never Again Studio on Instagram, and Never Again Studios on Facebook. And then you can find all this stuff on iTunes and all that jazz. But thank you again, and then I'm just going to close the show out super normal. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
No.